Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and today we continue our adventures in Tanares Adventures. This is a sponsored campaign playthrough. I'm playing through the entire Tanares Adventures, or entire is a relative word. There's a whole lot of content for this game, and reminder as well that in addition to this being sponsored content, reminder that they did recently open up their pledge manager over on GameFound for the game, so if you want to go ahead and back this game, if you missed out on it, there's still an opportunity to do so. And with that, let's go ahead and pick up with a few small notes from where we left off. If you've been following it up till now, we just finished week 1. We've gone through the first 4 missions over there. We had a full tutorial gameplay. We had the first 4 missions, the 3 city phases, followed by the first rural phase, where we get to start to have a full influence on the rural and start to grow our various perks and upgrades that we get for the game. To that end, the most recent perk that we unlocked, if I could not throw all my cards everywhere, the most recent perk that we unlocked over here is going to be that we got Spiritualist, where at the start of the quest, 1 hero gains a preserve token. So we're going to have that being added to us for the start of the quest, so we'll have that we've unlocked. This is going to be our campaign log over here. That's going to show us all the various things we can unlock, depending on how well we move up the various tracks in the war phase over here. So we've gotten a bunch of those moving forward, and we start with a preserve token at the start of the quest. Past that, what else do we have going on here? Towards the end of the last adventure, we added 2 new heroes to our party, one of which that we are playing with today. We added Cheiron, or whoever it is, the Tycoon Redeemer over here. We also added Rokaru the Samurai. Now, we will be playing with Rokaru the Samurai. In fact, Rokaru is replacing Nyx from previous gameplays, which means we are walking into this for the first time with no official healer on our team. Fun fact, in my additional playthrough that I was doing before I started doing this film playthrough, I also never once did not have a healer on my team. For right now, we're taking a temporary break from healers, primarily because I need to level up some of the other buildings in the game. Some of the buildings we have, which will allow us to have higher level skills, we primarily upgraded our Dragori the Guardian and Ascaron the Archangel, our Bruiser and our Tank, but everything else is level 0, so I want to balance who I proxy in or out, and I do like my shooter too much to not have them in play. So right now we're working with a team of a Tactician, a Tank, a Bruiser, and a Shooter. No healer currently in play. With that, last update as well, we also had Quest M, which is going to be something you could have if you have the Undead Dragon Collection. Even though I do have the Undead Dragon Collection, for the sake of simplicity of this campaign playthrough, I'm kind of ignoring that and moving forward without Quest M, and instead, that gives us Capital, Seashores, and Internal Affairs as our 2 possible quests to go on today. So, join me as I dive into this. Timestamps to everything down below. As usual, I welcome any and all corrections over things I missed or got wrong or all of that. Sometimes they are things I genuinely did not know. Other times they are things that I missed in the heat of the action. Either are useful so that either I can learn or that others can learn and see whenever I got something wrong. Capital, Seashores, and Internal Affairs. Starting with Internal Affairs, if neglected, officers loyal to the former Iron Hand capital will put the army on the wrong path. Sidura had discovered that Dilsgar, former captain of the Iron Hand, was also the leader of the cult of the Shadowing, responsible for the Wasteland's expansion. Dilsgar escaped capture with the help of loyal officers and has been living in the shadows ever since. With Sidura busy in the west and the war raging in the continent, Dilsgar began showing his face more often. He's recently been seen in Iron Hand fortresses in the extreme north, and more recently, east, where he's been meeting criminal overlords under the protection of high-ranking officers. So that's not great. We can't really afford to have officers loyal to the former captain go on the wrong path. But expectation, infiltrate the fortress where Dilsgar was last seen and learn what this powerful villain has been doing. If possible, assassinate him. Assassinating one of our own. Internal Affairs takes it seriously. Well, we have Quest I, Capital Seashores. If neglected, the Kemet will probably win the war, beginning with the seas. Well, we can't have that either. As if being shadowed by multiple Malokian curses were not enough, a huge sea stands in the middle of the continent, further reducing the roads and traveling options between cities. If the Kemet conquer the Central Sea, they will have access to thousands of miles of shores in almost all imperial provinces. But to conquer the seas, the Kemet must first establish a position in a few important points on the shores, help a merfolk community currently under attack, and further prove your worth to Sidura. Expectation, prevent the Kemet from conquering an important strategic point near the entrance to the Central Sea. Now, instinctively, I kind of want to handle the Kemet, that's my first thought. But my second thought is that we can't afford to have a civil war going on while fighting the Kemet. I'd rather have the Kemet take over the seas while ensuring that we are operating with a united front. So I am going to deal with internal affairs. There is a risk to assassinating one of your own that could cause any sort of political drama or fallout. But in the meantime, we're going to start on Quest K, which means we need to go ahead and open this book to Quest K over here, our journal, and see where we are up to. That's Quest I, J, K. K is going to be the next quest, which means it's time to read. Look at the puzzles over here. Adventure Chapter K, Internal Affairs. Captain Sidura recently secretly summons you to her office. She says that her spies have found Dilsgar, the Empire's most wanted criminal, in a secluded Iron Hat outpost in Yama's mountains, where his connections with loyal officers still run deep. A criminal mastermind from that province gave Dilsgar a set of stolen mystical scrolls, and he is using them to train troops in secret martial arts. Your mission is to unveil and stop Dilsgar's plans by confrontation or by returning the scrolls to Yama's authorities. You make successive eastbound teleports. The last section, a climb through a snowy mountaintop, is made on foot. Put the hook token on 10. I did not grab the hook token, so I'm going to grab a die and put the die on 10 for right now. The tokens are over there. We'll grab them soon. It represents your resources and stamina for this mission. Put the XP token on 0. Okay, we're gonna make the hook the black token and the XP the white token over here. It represents the alertness level of enemy fortresses. So you cannot choose an option that drops the hook token below 0. And if Mir is in your team, +1 hook point, -1 infiltration, and no specialty. Mir is not on our team. That's a darn shame. Sudura spies report 3 ways to enter the fort. We can spend a hook point to go through the sewers. Well, opening this path requires acid and time, but is unguarded and will take you into the heart of the compound. Or B, the spies discover the password the officers use to open a metal back door, but once the guard inside opens the door, you will need to silence him quickly before he alerts the others. Or C, break one of the windows bars. You may choose an empty room where you'll find no opposition, but this method is obviously noisier. I'm inclined to go with the spies discover the password the officers use to open a metal door. So we'll see how that plays out. That's going to go with option 3. Hiding in the snowbanks, you reach the north side of the fort. You go to the metal back door and knock on it. The guard slides open to people, and one of you whispers, "On wings of shadows." The door opens, and the guard quickly realizes his mistake. Inside the back room of the fort with only one south door. Inside is the back room of the fort with only one south door and some barrels in a corner. The back room, read this only if this is your first time in the room. It is. An Iron Hand guard near the door quickly unsheathes his sword to attack you. Choose one. Do whatever it takes to kill him quickly, -3 hook tokens. Fight the guard, choose a hero and roll a d20. It takes damage equal to number rolled, +1 XP. Throw a poison dagger at him, then knock him down before he can run away, -2 hook token, +1 XP. So we have some balances over here. I'm kind of inclined to... It takes damage equal to the number rolled. I don't like d20s in this kind of range. I think we'll go ahead and go with throw a poison dagger and knock him down before he can run away. So we're going to reduce our hook by 2, and we're going to increase our XP by 1, and we'll see how that plays out. And then we're going to keep reading. A, check the barrels. Although fight the guard doesn't actually specify how much damage or what happens, so I'm curious about that. But either way, check the barrels over here, or open the iron door. There's only one south door and some barrels in a corner. I think I'm going to check the barrels. We're going to go to 19 over here. So 19 is going to have us going to... You check the interior of the wooden barrels. The wooden barrels, read this only if this is your first time you open these barrels. You find some valuables Dilsgar has stocked. Draw a loot card and put it on a hero card. Funsies. We're going to grab a loot card. If you win this phase's quest, this loot card is gained. So we may have that. Okay. Then go to 7. You find a small empty corridor with 3 doors. One leads north, one leads south, and one leads west. You decide to open the iron door, the dust-covered door, or the plain door. Dust-covered is always interesting because it means no one's been taking it, but that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I think we'll go with the, oh my gosh, this is tempting. I think the iron door is clearly protecting something big, so we're going to go with the iron door to 6, okay? Which means inside the back room of the fort with only one south door and some barrels in a corner. Did we do that? Did we just do that? I don't understand. We just went to 6. Okay, we're back to that. Open the iron door, go to 7. So this time if you open the iron door, we go to 7. Did I go... I am confused. Oh, because it's a room. This is a central room. So I just went through the iron door. I am understanding this now. I'm going back and forth through the door. This wouldn't have happened if I was physically in the room. We can go through the dust-covered door or the plain door south. We're going to go through the... I'm going to ignore the dust-covered door. Something bad's in there. We're going to go to the plain door south. So we're going to go to 5. You see a corridor with 4 doors, one on each side and one on each end. The corridor, read this only if this is the first time you're in the room. You see an Iron Hand guard. He seems distracted, reading a notebook. Choose one. Do whatever it takes to kill him before he notices you. -2 hook tokens. Roll a d20. I'm going to roll a d20. We're going to go for a roll a d20 this one. Okay, so roll a d20 has us taking a risk and approach him stealthily. A 10 or lower, and a hero takes 10 damage, and I can't afford 10 damage. 11, you grab him from behind and eliminate him. +1. So if I get an 11 plus, that's a 50% chance on a die over here. That's not the best. So I can either go down 2 hook points, but I already have. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the roll over here. We're going to go, and we got a 19, a near perfect crit. We are going to go ahead and gain a token. We'll go ahead and have you gain. I love the blues power tokens over there. Okay, we got it. Then keep reading. You choose to move on through the / marked ornate door, the reinforced door, the plain door, or the large door. So we just came through the plain door. Remember that this time. We came through the plain door. We're going to go through the large door to 11. I mean, they have all these interesting doors going on, but we're going to go through 11. This is a fun little mini game, by the way. So on 11 over here, we have, you see an entrance hall. There's a large door on the north side, a barricaded gate on the south side, and a door covered in shiny runes on the west side. We close the gate. You see some crates marked with strange symbols by the east wall. There's a small altar dedicated to Tamara and Barn. Do we open the large door? Only if you have the key token, open the rune carved door. Look inside the crates. I still want to look inside the crates and stuff. Offer a small prayer at the altar. We're going to offer a small prayer at the altar. We're going to skip that. I'm a religious kind of guy. 25. You offer a quick prayer to the altar and feel mildly confident in return. Each hero without a protector token gains one. Protected tokens for everyone. Go back to 11. I love this. I love this little fun little thing over here. I just need to get one more protector token, which is on the other side of that. Okay, I'm going to put protector tokens. You get a protector token, and you get a protector token. Go back to 11, and we are back there. Look inside the crates. This time I'm not going to. We got the loot already. I'm going to leave the crates well enough alone. I'm going to open the large door. We need the key token, so we have to go back to the large door, so we're going back to 5, unfortunately. This time around, we're going to go through the / marked ornate door to the west, which means we go to 9. 9's going to have us going over here. You enter an office that must belong to a high-ranking Iron Hand officer. It has a big table, comfy chairs, and decorations with Iron Hand motifs. The room has 3 ornate doors, one to the north and 2 to the east. Do we investigate the table and its drawers? Of course we do. We're not even going to look at the options. We want the table and its drawers. That has information that is important to the war effort. You find some Iron Hand documents. One is particularly shocking because it seems to imply that the Emperor himself knew about Dilsgar's actions and about the construction of a super portal in Fishman's Wharf. Mark the fact Imperial Trader, gain 1 hero gains a cube. We're going to give Orange the cube. We have to mark the fact Imperial Trader. That's these over here, which means we need to grab our pen, our loyal pen. Okay, Imperial Trader. That's unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and mark this. Let's go ahead and over here. Imperial Trader. That's not good at all. Not good at all. Okay. We got that, and we go back to 9. There's nothing else interesting. So far we're doing well. I wonder if those crates were a thing good. You know what? If I show back up in the room, I'm going to open the crates next time. This time, we can go ahead and we can open the worn ornate door. The ornate door, or the / mark, that's the one we came from. Let's open the worn ornate door. It's being used a lot for some reason. You're in a small archive room with 2 doors, one to the south, one to the east. On the wall, there's a glass locker full of keys. You see an elderly Iron Hand officer, clearly a wizard. He's startled by your intrusion and he starts casting a spell. Do we reduce the hook token by 3 to throw some muting power and silence him? Or do we try to kill him before he finishes his spell? Roll a d20. 6- he casts a fireball. Each hero takes damage. Or 7+, you quickly eliminate him. This is like better odds. The chances of us failing this, I mean, a 7+ is like basically a guarantee. A 12, look at that, okay? So we have a 12, you quickly eliminate him. A hero gains a token. We're going to go ahead and have you gain a token there. And then we keep reading. Go to the locker and get the keys. We need the locker. We need the locker. Go to locker, get the keys. 23. We need those keys, and then you return back. You find a dozen keys. It's better to bring them along in case you need them. Get the key token. We're going to have this marking the key token. And go back to 10. Okay, now we need to work our way backwards over here. So we went through the well-worn door. That's going to take us, the worn ornate door. We went through the worn ornate door, so that's going to take us to 9. 9 is going to jump back here. Open the / marked ornate door. We're going to go to 5. Okay, 5 is going to take us back over here. Then this time around we came through the reinforced, the large door, so we're going to 11. You have to remember the doors. You see an entrance hall, there's a large door. Only if you have the key token, open the rune carved door. You enter an alchemy lab filled with flasks and ingredients. The only door is the one through which you came that leads back east. Go to the alchemy table. Well, of course we're going to go to the alchemy table now. We got keys here. Read this only if this is your first time. You find many valuable ingredients and potions. You grab some poisons and a muting powder and drink labeled potions that look safe and useful. +2 to the hook token. We're back to 10. Each hero gains 1 and heals 10 HP up to their max HP stat. Fun fact, normally my heroes are all at max already, but first of all, each hero is going to gain 1. But one particular hero actually does have a, I have to remember this too, by the way. We have +5 HP on my blue character because of their gear. I need to remember these stuff. We have +5 HP on my tank. So my tank's going to go to there. And then in particular, my tactician over here has an increased HP to 140, so they can actually go ahead and jump up. So they're going to jump up. Technician is going to jump up by 10, and that's going to be I believe, the orange tokens, so 55 to 65 because of their max HP bump. But the other heroes are all at max. On the edge of the table is an open book. You flip through the pages, it depicts Yama's secret martial arts and how their clan imparts their knowledge. On a marked page, you find proof of the plans to steal Fumitsu Takshi's sacred scroll. You find nothing else of value in the lab. You leave through its only door. Go back to 11. You see an entrance hall. There's a large door on the north side, a barricaded gate on the south side. Okay, we're back there. We looked inside. I said we'll look inside the crates. We're looking inside the crates this time. Let's go ahead and look inside the crates. 24. If you have 14 Timberberg Ghost Town, which I believe we do. We've done Timberberg. Okay, Timberberg Ghost Town. You recognize the symbol used by the Kemet to mark plague-contaminated kegs. You know it's not safe to open them. Go back to 11. Oh, my instinct. My instinct was that these crates were bad. That was my instinct. And they were bad. I just was able to avoid them because I actually knew it. That's why my instinct is that I was in Timberberg Ghost Town. We're back at 11. We offer a small prayer. We've done that. We have to go back to our large door at 5. So we're back over here. We've done the plain door. We have not done the reinforced door. Let's go east to 13. You enter a corridor with 4 doors, 1 to the north and 3 to the west. The southernmost west door is made out of steel and clearly protected by magic. Only if you have the key token, open the magic sealed door. I do have the key token, so we're going to open the magic seal, or we can do a special attack and get 4 XP. That sounds bad because I have the key. So we're going to do the key. So we're going to go ahead and go to 18. You enter a room with a set of stairs on each side, both leading to the fort's upper floor. From above, you hear noises from the guards. Some of the voices sound like Kemet, others are humans, and one of them, by the tone and content of his speech, is probably Dilsgar. I bet he talks fast. That's how you know it's him. You enter a room with 2 stairs, one on each side, leading to the fort's upper floor. From above, you hear noises from guards. Some of the voices sound like Kemet, others are humans. That's a repeated paragraph. That's not me repeating the paragraph. That's a repeated paragraph. There's no time to figure out the exact origin of the voice. You divide your team to block the escape routes. 2 of you going up each stairway. Check the hook token's final value and apply the resulting effect. Our value's at 10. If we're at 9+, your invasion was efficient. You have energy to spare. Each hero gains a cube. We are going to walk into this mission with a bang. We have our level 2 cubes over there. This is going to be a fun start to a mission. I'm feeling confident. I am ready to go. Go to the quest guide and set up quest 18, Silent Assassin. I just knocked that thingy. Quest guide over here, Silent Assassin. We're going to go ahead and we do gain our loot card, which we'll put into our loot pool over here. We have to move that character back over here. So it's there, there, there. And we have Silent Assassin, which is quest 18. Timber Ghost Town, Silent Assassin. Here we go. Infiltrate and silently sneak through an Iron Hand fortress to assassinate Dilsgar, leader of the cult of the Shadow Hand. And that is going to be our quest 18. And with setup complete, it's time to go ahead and get into the rules. There are a bunch of things to be mindful of. But in particular, there's a time track, or more specifically, a noise track, time track. There's a thing going on here. We have the setup over here. We have all the walls, all the various monsters. We are broken up into groups of 2. We are split up in this quest, and we are trying to slowly get, I assume, to the center over here. We'll figure out the exact sequencing soon enough. But what's happening is we have to be mindful of noise. Every time an enemy or an ally, us or them, move more than 2 on our turn, that's going to advance the time token. The time token starts at 14 over here, and is going to advance further. I believe it's 14. If it drops to 0, we lose the quest. We're creating too much noise. We're trying to assassinate someone after all. We need to be silent, and so we're going to advance the time by 1 whenever you move by 2. No, whenever we move 2 squares or more. Oh wow, 2 squares or more, not 1. If we move 2 squares or more, then we have to reduce time by 2. Now, that does not apply to any abilities, so anything we have that has abilities that help us move more, or even sidestep for that matter, then we are fine in that sense, but we have to be very mindful of moving more than 2, or 2 or more on our turn. It's going to be a slow situation. Anyways, additionally, at the end of each round, you're also going to reduce time by 1. So if you're thinking, hey, we can just kill guys and then just move 1 square at a time, to an extent, but you do have to be mindful of that as well. Now, it's worth noting the moving. I might do some reassignment on my skills over here, because you're allowed to do that at the start of the quest. Each hero can reassign 2 skill tokens, and it's worth looking at some of my skills. I'm going to look at this at a quick glance. Run to an enemy. It takes damage. I like that. We're going to start off by reassigning this one. Make a basic attack against 2 enemies. And it only takes 17 damage, or that if it took 13. I think I'm going to shift this, make a basic... They're both good. I'll go ahead and reassign this one over here to be able to run to an enemy and take 10 damage. It's going to help me get a lot more board flexibility because it's an ability, so it won't trigger. It's a benefit and skill. It's a skill, so it won't hurt us over there. On our end, do we have any other movement things that might move to an ally and it's hastened? That could be good. I think we'll go with that. We'll do that over the pulling an enemy, because we're going to have to deal with that far more. So we're doing some movement over there. On this enemy over here, run to an enemy, deal 7 damage and move it 2. That's already great. Heal 8, move to an enemy, you move 2. Okay, great. So we got some movement skills on all the allies, so we should be helped out there. Additionally, reacting to the noise. Whenever the time/noise token drops too much, it's going to have an effect where basically, depending on the state of the team token, which we'll talk about soon, at either 12 or 6 or 10 or 5, drops to 10 or to 5 or 12 to 6. We're going to go ahead and spawn a Reaper of different powers depending on how our team token is doing. We'll talk more about that. Additionally, we have the floor plans. That's going to be various floor plan tokens that we're trying to collect over there, but we're trying to collect a bunch of those. But if we collect too many, whenever we collect a floor plan, we'll increase time by 4. But the challenge for this mission is only collect 2 of the 4 floor plans. And then lastly, we have the locked portals. These 2 portals can only be used if there's no villain, and then you can go ahead and this is the part I might be missing something over here. It says teleportation does not make noise. I don't know the full rules of teleportation. It seems like you can jump back and forth between them, but I couldn't find anything offhand. There might be stuff in the rulebook about teleportation. There's nothing in the little index, so I can't check that out offhand, but we'll just teleport around and hope that I'm doing things legally. And with that, we can go ahead. We've done initial setup, which means it's time to read Quest Chapter 18, Silent Assassin. Check the table below. If you have the Undead Plague is contained, which we do, then the Kemet's undead army is significantly reduced. Their forces send weaker reinforcements to Dilsgar. Flip your team token to the blue side, meaning we're only going to spawn Reapers on noise 10 and 5, and we're spawning the weaker Reapers instead, because of something else we had already done. If the XP token's final value is 0 to 5, we did an outstanding job in remaining silent, and the XP token was ridiculously low. I think it was at 2 if I'm not mistaken, but it means we are going to go ahead and put this token at 19 time instead, which means we have 9 time until we have to spawn any Reapers at all. So we're doing great so far. And with that, we can go ahead and start off our mission. Let's try to figure out how to play this game because, you know, you got to do that every single time. So, first things first, we have a character who has an ability. Their character specifically, we have our Bruiser, who starts the quest by moving 6 and dealing 7 damage to a villain in front of you. That's already going to be helpful over here because of the fact, and it's not the best in terms of me being able to see the walls, but I should be able to figure this out. If we move 1, 2, 3, 4 over there, that works. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. There we go. That's going to work for me. And we're going to go ahead and hit that guy. So we're going to deal 7 damage to a villain in front of you. So we're dealing 7 damage to the blue-based Reaper. That's going to be, the blue-based Reaper is not the hexagon one. Yes, the hexagon one. So the hexagon Reaper is going to drop from 35 to 28. We're already doing great. It's a good start to the mission. And I think past that, did we successfully gain our tokens for the various characters? I don't believe we did. I'm not sure if we did. I'm trying to remember the sequence of the story. Did I take... I have various people... Oh no, this one took 2 empower tokens, and this one took gain 1. I think I did. I think I did give them their respective starting stats for all their things. Our character over here has plus 20 health, and everyone else took 5 health damage. We're at Kemet level 1, which for me means that I'm going to give myself a health penalty instead of removing a skill. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and give ourselves all a health penalty on our characters, which means we're going to drop by 5 to 50 over here. They're going to drop from 5 to 55. And then over here from 5 to 65 to 60, and lastly 70, 25 over here to 20 over here. Okay, and with that, we're going to go ahead and continue and see how this plays out. Our goal is to hit these baddies, and we want to do so. We have lots of abilities to make use of, and so to that end, I think right now, if we had a mobbed attack, that could be useful. We're trying to get in the head game and not take too long on this. We have the Noxious Reaper over here, whose effect has no passive power, and the effect is target loses a cube. That's their main hit, the Stealing Scythe. So I'm not overly worried with them. They're fairly basic, nothing crazy. I could go ahead and run up to them and then just start taking hits, because they're going to target the hero with the least HP, which means they're going to try to target him, which means they're going to take reaction damage. Now this character over here has run to an enemy, it takes 10 damage. So run to an enemy, it takes 10 damage. By running, movement is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I don't necessarily have enough to do so. So I think if I run to you, that's going to cause a problem, but I do that on an ally's turn. Okay. Okay, so I think I can mostly do that? No. Because I want him to have to deal with me, kind of, so to speak. So if I go ahead, I don't love it. I don't love it. You're just going to hit me. That's all you're going to do. You're just going to hit me. Meanwhile, this red guy over here has plus HP, the most HP. So it's going to target the hero with the most HP. That's better-ish, sort of. So let's go ahead and spend our first movement point. We want to interact and grab this map token over here. We want to grab this to be able to increase our time token because there's no reason not to. So let's go ahead and go 1, interact to grab the map token and increase our time by 4. So we'll go to 19 to 23. We're only going to try to get 2 of those, so it should be fairly easy to get them. The other one's over here in this corner, which honestly I could probably get. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go... Oh, wait, 1 second. I forgot. I need to remember how I'm playing this game. That's the whole thing over here. We can't move the way I want to move. Let's put that back. Let's put that back over for a second. Okay, so we're going to put that back, lower our time token by that, and we can only move 1 unless we are okay with time increasing, which we might be to a certain extent. It's not necessarily the end of the world if it buys us the time we need, but like, when are we going to open the doors? If all villains are dead. So let's try to kill all villains. So to that end, if you're going to target the person with the most HP, you're going to run there. Okay. I'm just thinking this through over here. I don't necessarily have to go first on this area. It just seems easier to me right now because everything's present in front of me. I could use my move to an enemy, then you move 2. That might work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That could work. Okay. And you're going to try to target there. So I'm going to do the following. On an ally's turn, he's going to go ahead and go. So he's going to go, okay? Move to the target, deal 8 damage if it takes terrain damage. There's no terrain damage in this current box, but that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and we could push the target if we want. Pushing the target's not bad either. Run to an ally, it takes damage. Okay. So that's what we'll do-ish. We're going to have you go, and you're going to attack. On his turn, we're going to have him take his effect. So he's going to do his ally effect. So he's going to flip this to move to an enemy and you move 2. So he's going to go ahead and move 2 like so. And then he's going to have... the enemies. That's the problem. The enemies, the time token. There's actually a challenge here. There's actually a challenge here. Okay. Okay, we can do it this way. If we start off over here, and you move 2 on your turn, and then you move this guy 2 like so, that could work. Or we just even move you over there onto there. Okay, we'll move you 2. So we're using effects so far, so no one actually did their own movement 2. Then you're going to attack this guy over here. Okay, so that's the first use of the time or the turn. You're going to attack him. The target is 4 or more away from you on the first of your turn. That won't be relevant, but I don't think it matters for the sake of what we're trying to do right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have... You can do a push the target if we want. We can do a target is distracted once per turn. We can ignore all harmful conditions. 9 damage. You may move any number of targets. You may move any number. We're going to go ahead and do a 11 damage effect with distracted. So we're going to hit this guy. We used our first effect. We move 2. We're good. Target is distracted. We're going to roll. Let's go ahead and grab our die over here. And we're going to roll against him. He's got a defense of 5. And we got a 12, which is reasonable enough. So the 12 attack is going to do 11 damage against him, and then he's going to be distracted as well, so we'll put this card on him as a reminder, and that's going to be our effect. Now we do have 2 Empower tokens, which means we're going to start off with 11 damage, plus another, 6 damage, so a total of 16 damage. We're not going to be able to get our extra, damage effect over there, so it's 16 damage against that guy over here, with this base bringing him down to 19. I think that's correct. The math seems right about that. Okay. Perfect. So I think we are good on our first attack. We could deal with the reactions right now, which we probably could. The question is there anything else I want to do necessarily? On the enemy's turn, I can make him take 3 damage. I don't think it's going to matter for me. And the other enemies are too far away. And I don't know if I care for the rest. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have him try to target him because he wants to tear with the lowest HP. So he's going to run over here to him. But additionally, you have to be mindful of if an enemy started its turn within one of you, you're shielded for. If an ally's attack, it flips an attack and you move 2. So it can actually, the fact that it moves away from him to attack him means he's going to take the residual damage of 6 over here, the reaction damage, not residual damage. So he's going to take 6 reaction damage, moving from 19 down to 13. And then he can actually move 2 because it flips an attack. So I can flip an attack, but I don't have any attacks to flip, and it can move 2. So that's, we're all good. So we're making some good progress in terms of movement because we're using benefits and abilities and all those things and not our core movement. So we're actually doing good in that sense. But over here, you're currently doing your thingamajiggy, which means you attacked you. We are good, I think. Okay, so you need to attack you. You only moved 1. You're going to roll a die, and we're going to use the enemy die to go ahead and roll against a defense of 6. and it rolls a 5. Beautiful, beautiful. Hopefully that's on camera. It rolled a 5, and that means it's going to do 8 residual damage against me, which means I lower my token from 50 to 42. Although, as usual, I should probably remember to actually take my skill. Not yet. I won't actually do it yet. I won't do it yet. We'll do it. I have my armor. It's plus 5 health, and I can heal 8 an ally. So it's not actually a shield. I can heal 8 an ally. That's useful. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So we're done in that sense. Oh, distracted 3. Distracted, I believe, means he's more likely to miss. So he actually had a higher miss chance. Yep, -3 attack roll, so he would have had a higher miss chance anyway. And that is our first turn of the game. We use our little cubes to track that this guy went over here, and this guy went, and now it's time to deal with the next person in play. Okay. We also have protected over here. We should actually go ahead and reduce our damage by 3 over here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. -3 to defense against enemies, plus 3 to defense. Defense is the same. Nope. Okay. He would have lost that, so it actually didn't matter at all. Okay. So it actually had a very high chance of missing, but that's neither here nor there. Now it's going to be our next person's turn to attack. We could do our tank over here. Our tank, what abilities does he have to potentially help him move? Because that might be relevant right now. We could have an ally moves 1. You flip an attack, 15 damage. You move 3. The champion's charge is not bad because that will help me again with our benefits and be able to attack this guy, or I could champion's charge backwards to hit that guy, but it feels counterintuitive. It feels like it's probably better to take her out. She's going to target the person with the most HP anyway, but right about now we could have, she's too far away. I want her to be closer, unfortunately, but she's not. I could do that as well. That's actually pretty good. No, I can't do that because that was on my turn. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So we're going to go ahead and take the following turn. We're going to use our champion's charge over here. And even though one of our skills over here is actually very helpful for ongoing effects, we're still trying to move not at all. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to champion's charge onto there using our move 3 ability, so we don't have to worry about that. And we're going to do a 12 damage, and we're protected 3 once per turn. So 12 damage attack against the necromancer over here. It's got a defense of 6, so we're doing 12 damage, and we are rolling a 3. Of course we are. This is where we are going to go ahead and use our ability over here. So we're going to use this to pay 3 health and add 3, making it a successful attack. We love 1, 2, 3. I do frequently get those rolls, which is what it is, but we add 3 to it, so we are now hitting for 12 damage against her, which is going to deal 12 to her, dropping her from 55 to 43. So we're making good progress over there. Effect, push through the target, not relevant. We're now protected 3 once per turn, so we're going to slot that into our general pool of cards over here until our next turn, and we're currently protected 3. It's going to be her turn. She's going to react to us, which means we're going to drop a cube onto her. And protected 3 means we're going to have 3 more to our defense. Our defense starts at 8, and we already have a token on ourselves, so we're going to get rid of that token, but we are currently looking at 8 plus 6 for 14. So a roll of 14, she has to, decent chance of missing over here. Roll of 14, and we got a 4. Would have missed no matter what. But that means she's going to get just her residual damage over here, which is just 8 residual damage instead. So we are going to drop myself. I am all the way up here, 20 down to 12. We're doing great as far as time management right now, as well as enemy management. So far we're doing good across the board. We've had 2 allies and 2 enemies go. We have to go ahead and continue with the rest. Also, we're shielded 4. Because we're shielded 4. I forgot about that. Our effect, enemy stars turn within 4 of us. We are shielded 4. We're at 16. That is our tank. Grigori from the Isofarian Guard is our tank. And with that, it's time to go ahead and deal with the other characters. So again, there's still 4 enemies in play. We need to go ahead and deal with them. I currently have my Archangel, my Bruiser, Ascalon the Archangel. At the start of the turn, if there's at least 1 enemy within 2 of you, there is, so I can pay 3 HP to heal an ally. Interesting. That means I probably want to have what to heal, although I do have what to heal because I have to remember that we have, so I'm going to go and do it right now. Let's go and do it right now. We're going to go ahead and pay 3 HP. So you're going to drop by 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's going to pop you up by 7 because your maximum damage, your maximum hit points actually go above the tactician's maximum because I have 140 max HP. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my skills to see what is the most efficient thing. You're trying to target the furthest hero. This is a problem as well because the problem with that is the furthest hero means you're going to move 2, which is going to lower our time, which we don't want. So maybe I'll go ahead and have my tactician go first instead. Now, I am mindful that that could theoretically change stuff. I'll backtrack the health thing if I need to. An ally is within 1 of the target, first hit of your turn. You know, I'm going to backtrack that right now because I might forget, and this is going to be too hard to manage. So I'm going to backtrack that health right now. An ally is within 1 of the target. So right now, you could run to an enemy, deal 7 damage, and move it 2. That is possible. So I'm going to move this wall just so I can see things a little better right now. So I'm just moving this wall. There is a wall here, but I'm going to go ahead and have you move there. So we're going to have him use his ability. Oh, interesting. I'm realizing the problem. No, we're gonna go back. Okay, I got this. I know what I'm doing. Just give me a second here. I'm gonna once again repay that health. Okay, so I'm gonna pay 1, 2, 3, and go up 7 because I am taking my turn, and because it's an ally's turn, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this to run to an enemy, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Okay, we're gonna move there, and then we're going to deal 7 damage and move it 2. So we're gonna go ahead and move it, I guess, 1, 2. We're just going to move it away and back. I'm not trying to actually hit anything. So we're going to just move it a drop over there. And then we're going to deal 7 damage to this guy. He's currently the hexagonal base. So we're going to drop from 28 to 21. And that was ability to move without affecting the time track. Then we're doing our effect over here. So now it's Ascaron's the Archangel. And the reason for that is because now when he tries to run after somebody who's the furthest away. Oh, so I guess I will move it too. I'm going to move it again. I'm going to move it over here, let's say. Okay. And then enemy start of your turn within 2 of you. That works. Okay, great. We're doing good. So I'm moving that wall just for the sake of being able to see things a little better. But right now, so we pushed it 2 from here. And then we have the opportunity to have Ascaron the Archangel go. Ascaron is going to start by spending a movement point to pick this token up, giving us 4 more time. It's been 23. And then we're going to choose an ability that's going to in some way hit that guy. Do we have any area attacks? Not strongly. I do have Power Leap, which would let me do a lot of movement. But I think I'm going to save that. Whenever it gains a cube, it deals 4 damage to its closest enemy. I could do that. Whenever it gains a cube, I could do Retribution. Or I could do Celestial Armor. Celestial Armor could be satisfying. The tricky part is that that guy's at 21 health. Like, Celestial Armor feels like a waste to attack him then. Whenever an ally hits a strike, pay 4, pull 6 on an enemy, it takes 10 damage. Whenever an ally hits a strike, it deals plus 3 damage. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go and do Aura of Destruction. So we're going to do Aura of Destruction right now. It's going to be a 9 damage attack. We're going to move 1 in order to do it. Okay, so we're going to do a 9 damage attack against him, and that's going to result in us hitting him for, hopefully, his defense is going to be 5. We're going to hit him with a 19, so close. So we're going to do 9 damage against him. He's going to drop from 21 down to 12. Okay, but then whenever an ally hits a strike, it deals 3 damage, so we're going to go ahead and put the effect on you. Oh, interesting. So any allies within range of me deal 3 damage. That's fun. I like that. We're going to stack that on us over here. But then the enemy's going to activate. So we've now activated our Bruiser, our Ascaron. He's done. We paid the 3 HP, we did the effect, and now it's time to deal with the enemy. So the first thing is, as soon as it's the enemy's turn, we're going to pay one of these in order to pay 4 HP and make a basic attack. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and make a basic attack against this enemy, and we're going to basic attack should do an 8 damage attack, and we get +1 on our roll. We got 18, so we're doing great over there, and that means it's going to deal another 8 damage to this enemy, dropping him from 12 down to 4. Okay, when that happens, what's going to happen now is he's still going to try to attack at the furthest enemy, but as soon as he moves past him, he'll take that retribution damage and he'll die. He'll just die. He's straight up dead. He's gone. We have 1 dead enemy left, which means we are all going to go ahead and gain a cube for that death. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. We activated him. Reaper Mystic is gone. We could ignore him, and we have 1 enemy down. More to go. Lots more to go. It is now time for the Rokaru the Samurai to go, and Rokaru the Samurai has a problem because he ideally needs to move again, move to an enemy. I already did a thing on the ally's turn, so I can't do another one. Okay, we'll figure out what happens. We may have our first, we have, oh, nope, we have Dashing Blade. We got Dashing Blade, we're good. We got characters here who have movement effects. So, Dashing Blade is going to have a move 4. We can probably put this wall back up, but I'm not going to yet. Okay, so as part of the effect, I can move 4, and then go ahead and attack him. So we're going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, up to him. His, by the way, he is going to be targeting, I don't even have his card. His card is over here. He's going to be targeting the furthest hero. So he might be a problem. We're going to have to figure out that. I could do that. Okay, so that would work. Pull 6 an enemy. If even an enemy is shielded. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, as part of our ally's turn, we're going to go ahead and pay these two, pay 4 more HP, 48 down to 44, and pull him to over here. Okay, that's actually going to help us too. Okay, ready? Because then he's pulled over there, and so he's going to go ahead and do that, and then that means that now it's going to trigger an ally is within one of the target first hit of your turn. So we pull the enemy takes 10 damage, so this guy's going to go from 50 down to 40 as our starting baseline. Then we're going to go ahead and deal our attack over here, and so we're going to go ahead and roll our magic die, probably switch, let's go roll this one over here. We're rolling against a defensive 6 over here, and we got a 19. Can you stop with the 19s over there? That was a 19 in case you missed that there. That's going to be 11 damage to him, so he's going to drop from 40 down to 29, and then we're going to move 3 the target, then blast 7. So we're going to go ahead and blast 7. It's going to do another 7 damage to him, 29 to 22. Let me just look up the keywords for dash, then this card is gone on the other side. Let me just do one quick check on blast and how that operates, because it's been a while since I blasted. Where's my rulebook? Here's my rulebook. Rulebook blast is going to be, one second, blast, 78. Deal X damage to all enemies within one of the target. All enemies. That's the thing I want to check. Okay. Only the blasted target, the central scare. The other scares don't require. It just says enemies. It does not say combatants. That's the main thing I want to check out, whether it hits me or not. It does not hit me, so it basically just does an extra 7 damage to him, which I've already done over there. So but now, I think we are mostly done except for the enemy's reaction. The question is, can we do something that will result in his reaction not actually hurting us? This person's already reacted, so it's up to Askran. An enemy takes 7 damage. If it's not a boss, it can't apply its passive power. How bad is the passive power? If no other villain is within one of the target, deal plus 7 damage. Well, that's definitely a passive power. I could do that. I could. It's not a bad thing. Do I do it? The question is, 7 damage would be not enough to actually stop him. Not enough. So fine, we're going to go ahead and do it though. We're going to do, an enemy takes 7 damage. So he's going to go ahead and go from 22 down to 15, but he's not going to apply his passive power, which is good. And then we're going to go ahead and have him attack. So he's going to attack the close enemy, and I think it's going to actually make it so he attacks right now. This token over here is in the way over here. We're going to go ahead and have him attack him over here, for example, and that means we're going to roll against a defense of 7, defense of 7. And we got a 4, which makes him miss. And we had protected, which would have made a defense of 10 anyway. He misses, so that may have been a bit of a unnecessary to use my ability, but that means he's going to deal 8 residual damage against our character, who's currently over here. So 44. I've been moving the wrong person. No, I'm doing the right person. So he's going to take 8 damage, 67 down to 59, and that is his turn. Which means right about now we have done all our turns, all the enemies have gone, I've gone, all things are good. One mistake I made already, which I forgot about, which is whenever an ally hits a strike, it deals plus 3 damage. So I actually should have plus 3 damage, bringing him down to 12 instead, because of my Aura of Destruction around the Bruiser. That Aura of Destruction would be much cooler if we were all like hanging out together, but it is what it is. And that's round 1. Round 1's done, we clear all these thingies, and we go to round 2. We have only killed 1 enemy, we prep things up, and we are good to go for the next round of combat. Okay, I'm kind of inclined to just take that guy out. All it takes is 12 damage to do so. I mean, he is within one of our target, so we may as well, we may as well start engaging with this Roku the Samurai situation over here and just hit him with another blast. I see no reason not to. That a blast combined with any basic attack is going to kill him. Target is vulnerable, 11 damage, the target cannot apply its passive power. None of these really matter. The Tide of Blades is useful. That's useful. So I think I'm going to go with Ancestral Katana. Okay? It doesn't feel like anything is... No, we're going to go with Armor Breaker. A basic Armor Breaker over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll. Armor Breaker. I'm going to roll over here, and we get a 16, which is not bad. That's going to go ahead and kill him. And he's going to be dead. He's actually mobbed, so I got plus 3 to my attack as well. I only needed a 6. I only need I guess a 3 to hit him. So that's basic enough. 16 is more than enough to kill him. That's going to result in all of us gaining a cube over here. Did we hit any misses yet? I don't think we've had... Did we have a miss? No, we did. We had a miss, but then we added plus 3 to it. So that's it. We then hit him. We do blast 3, and now he's dead, and we all get a cube. So that is all done there. He's now done, which also means that, our Oscaran the Archangel has nothing to do right now because that's a very dead room with no one in it. So it is what it is. But the enemies are dead. We haven't... Oh, end of round. I apologize. Good catch, by the way. We move our time token down one. Forgot to do that. So that's the round end effects, which means it's now time to this situation over here. We have this guy who's at a decently high health and this person who's not so much at decently high health. He wants to hit the person with the lowest HP, though, which means he's going to try to hit him. But I think that I can possibly negate around that. We still have our run to a target. It takes 10 damage effect. We also could move to an enemy. And then if we have that, we can combine the two to get some effects done. She's going to try to target the person with the most HP. So if we make it his turn. No, we have to make it his turn. Oh, yeah, we're going to make it his turn. Okay, cool. So he's going to go ahead and hit her, which you should never hit a woman. But in this case, we're going to make an exception. We're going to have him go ahead and hit. And then we start his turn within one of you and declares an attack. So we should be fine on the being shielded and protected. Oh, we're going to lose our protected. That's okay. We're going to lose our... But if we don't... No, if we keep the protected, if we reverse the order, if we have him go, so all he has to do is sidestep in order to avoid this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we sidestep, we can't hit the range. Or we could just take the residual damage. I don't love it. Or we can have him pull back. That works too. That works too. I like that. But it's not the best. Heal 8 after all. You charge a skill token. There's things that we can do. There's things that we can do. I'll give it my protected. I'm going to give it my protected. I think it makes more sense-ish. No, I think... the residual damage, I don't want to take it. But if I just kill him, then I just won't. I don't like it. I don't like this positioning over here. It's not something I'm enjoying. The target is distracted, which this lasts until now. So this is going to go away shortly. I think we're going to go ahead and pay 2 of these, which I don't love, to be able to move 2. We're going to power this up again to move to a target, and you move 2. So we're going to go ahead and have you go 1, 2, I guess. I don't love it. And then we're going to have you go 1, 2. Okay, that ought to work mostly, I think. Okay, because then what we can now do is we can now have you blast you, which sort of works. I think it's in my favor. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and have them blast that person. So we're going to try to target that person, dealing as much damage as possible to that person, being mindful of we don't have enough stuff. This guy over here is at 13. Enemy takes 7 damage. Run to an enemy takes 10 damage. We don't have a ton. We're going to go ahead and do things, okay? So we're going to go ahead and hit. Target is 4 or more away from the first of your turn. Move to the target. Deal +8 damage if it takes terrain damage. That's not going to happen right now. So, did we move? Could we have moved them more? I don't think so. Because that would be relevant for all combatants in a 3x3 area. We could just do Shockwave. Oh, Shockwave's good. I like Shockwave. We're going to do an ultimate over here. Shockwave, okay? We're going to go with Shockwave over here. So we're going to go ahead and hit Shockwave. It's going to allow us to target 2 different enemies. So we're going to target this enemy first over here with Shockwave. Am I moving first at all? Sure, let's go ahead and move 1 so that I can then pick this up and then get our extra 4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're doing fine on time right now. Actually, we're going to go ahead and undo that because now that I think about it, I'd actually rather not move because I'd rather have focus against the enemies by not moving, or focus against this enemy. It depends on the order. We'll watch this play out. So let's go ahead and put that back over here. We're going to have to go ahead and roll. We're rolling against a defensive 5. We need 16, so just don't get lower than a 5. We got a 13. That's beautiful. We're going to go ahead and deal 16 damage to this guy. That's going to kill him, and that's going to give us all 1 more cube. Our cube management is doing great right now. Then we're going to fight against this enemy, and now we're focused, which means we only need to get, we're going to get a +3 in that, so we only need to hit a 3 against that enemy, which should be fairly doable over here. And we got an 8, which again, fairly doable. That's going to do 16 damage against her. So we can go from 43 down to 37, down to 27. That's going to be our 16 damage against them. And then Shockwave is gone. We have lost our ultimate, or one of our ultimates. We also could move to the target. Do I care about moving the target? I guess so. I mean, I did just hit the target. Let's go ahead and move the target close to the door. Why not? I don't think it makes a significant difference. One enemy's down, the other enemy is hit, and then it's going to be the enemy's turn. Speaking of which, the enemy's turn, I think we are good there. So, enemy's going to take their turn. The target to hero with the most HP, which is going to be them. We currently are going to be shielded 4 and protected 3. So we're going to take 4 less damage, and that's if she even lands a hit. So, she's going to try to hit. She's rolling against a defense of 8, which becomes 11, and she rolls a 14. Sadly, she does make it. Anything I can do to modify that? After roll, hero takes 5 damage. If non-boss, its attack does not apply effects. Effects are push 3 the target and flee if this didn't move. Push 3 the target. Do I care about being pushed? I'm being pushed against a wall. I don't know. Flee 3 if this didn't move. There's nowhere for it to really flee significantly. So I'm going to leave that as is. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So she's going to go ahead and attack. I'm going to take 4 damage less right now. So 4 damage less. So she's going to do 19, which becomes 15. So 15 damage. If no other heroes spawn on the target, deal plus 5 damage and uncharge 2 skill tokens from the target. So that's a little brutal. So we're actually going to deal a total of 20 damage. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. 20 damage against you. So you're going to go from 16 down to, I guess, 66 over here. That seems right. We're down to that number. So we're doing fine-ish, but also need to be mindful of our stuff. She's a bit of a pain. She's the only one left that's a bit of a pain. Everyone else is doing fine. She's at 27 health, which is a slight problem. Oh, also when I move the target, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I actually would move the target over here. We'll move the target over here. Also, she's going to push, so push 3, and then flee, 1, 2, 3, I guess. I guess that's how that'll play out. I don't love that, but it is what it is. And that means you're going to have to deal with whatever. So we have to figure out you soon enough. Either way, I'm not loving that, but we might figure it out. Okay. So we were protected. That happened. Enemy activated. All the other enemies are gone, fortunately, it looks like. So we can ignore these cards and push them off to the side. And it's time to deal with said enemy. Dealing with said enemy. Never the fun part of my day. Well, I mean, that's why I'm playing the game. I'm here to play the game. It is the fun part of my day, inherently. So let's deal with that. Time to deal with said enemy. Enemy activated. Did way too much damage. And now it's time for us to react. An ally pays 3. You heal. You know, let's go ahead and do some stuff. No, I want to hold on to those. Heal 8 a hero. You charge a skill token. Charging a skill token could be useful. I'll hold on to that. Okay, so it's gonna be your turn. I am going to go ahead and trade in 2 of these to be able to run to an enemy. It takes 10 damage. So I'm going to drop you from 27 down to 17. It's the ally's turn right now. So we're going to go, I've been activating those turns one at a time. We did this turn. Now we're doing that turn in a second. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 over there, and then deal 10 damage to that enemy. In the meantime, then we're going to attack her. She already activated, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and attack with you, or try to, depending on what we have. So we're going to go ahead and get back our champion's charge over here, because that's now active. We can see, do we have anything that's going to help with movement? Because if not, we might just take an effect. We are trying to deal 17 damage. 17 damage against them. So the question is, I might try to do something a little bit out of order, because I do want to kill this enemy. Yeah, I think flip an attack, 9 damage. So what I think I'm going to do is on my last turn, I'm going to go ahead and do this and do 3 damage to an enemy, because that will drop her to 14, which would be enough for Focus Stance. So on her turn, I'm going to math that out, and then we're going to go to Focus Stance over here. And Focus Stance, we're going to go ahead and run to the enemy, which means we're going to drop the time token by 2, because we're being a jerk about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we can just stay 1 away if we want. And then we're going to hit the enemy, which means currently we're trying to hit against a defense of 6. We could always power up the roll if we need to, so we are pretty safe-ish, but I should probably put this wall back by now. But we're doing a defense of 6. We should be fine. We have the ability to mitigate it if we need to. So let's go ahead and see what we roll. And we roll a 3, which is not fun. Not fun, but again, we do have the ability to mitigate it. We're paying through the nose for that. We have to pay 3 HP. Where's our character? 3 HP, 1, 2, 3. I'm not loving these misses over here, but it is going to deal 14 damage, which is going to basically hit that guy, and she's going to die, going down to 0, and then we are permanently toughened by 3, which is lovely. One of my favorite things to do. I love that skill on this character, and that's going to be a round. Well, not actually a round technically. Technically, we can go ahead and have Dragori do their turn. So, Askaran do their turn. So Askaran's going to move 1 to the door, because why not? And then we're going to go ahead and read the end of round effects. Because end of round, first thing you do is you reduce time by 1. So we're going to go ahead and do so on there. Okay. Also, Askaran's never been attacked. Good for him. If all villains are dead at the end of the round, read 18.2 to continue the quest. I should probably not be storing my seltzer on top of the game as I play. I got a coaster. I got a nice little Flamecraft coaster. So, after finishing the first group of Kamadov, you regroup in the second floor's main hall. You can hear Dilsgar on the other side of a red, reinforced door shouting commands. Resume the quest. Begin event 1. That's going to involve looking back at this map to see exactly where we are, because we currently have this set up over here. And we need to go ahead and set up all the enemies for round 2. And with that, we're ready to walk into the next round. We should be good to go. Nothing new at the moment. We just have a little bit of text. After finishing the first group of Kemedov, you regroup in the second floor's main hall. You can hear Dilsgar on the other side of a red reinforced door shouting commands. So, we currently open up both these two doors right now. We have 3 new enemies spawn. It looks like our final battle is going to be in this room over here. The plus side, we have spikes. One of my favorite things in the game. Well, spikes and fire for that matter, because they give you the opportunity to hit people, to do bad things to them. We could remove this enemy body. It's unnecessary at this point. It's just cluttering the floor. We have a bunch of stronger enemies who have 50, 55, and 65 health respectively. They'll take a drop more to take out, but I still think I have it in me. Let's just go ahead and measure some distance. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That guy is good to go. He's going to target the hero with the lowest HP, which means he's actually going to target the closest hero, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over there. So that's not bad either. I can work with that too. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and attack this sim. We're going to use him over here, who's going to have the first hit of the turn. We're going to go ahead and figure out what the most violent thing we can do to that enemy is. Ignore all harmful conditions. That's nice. You may move a number of targets 1 square each. That could be fun, but we'll save that for another turn. We don't have a lot of other spikes, though, so I don't know if it's really that useful. We have Arcane Shot pushed to the target, but not useful because we're already going to be moving the target by default. We have Magic Missile. I don't know if we have anything that's that useful. I think we're going to go with a basic 2 other enemies within range take 3 damage each. I guess we could do Magic Missile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can do Magic Missile. That's going to go ahead and hit that. So we're going to go to Magic Missile this guy. We're going to grab a little spell over here. We're going to target him. We are rolling against a 7 defense, and we are hitting with a 20. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and do 10 damage plus 5. That's going to be 15 damage against him. He's going to drop from 65 down to 50 offhand right there. Then we're going to deal 3 damage to each of these guys. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 like so, and 3 damage to 1, 2, 3. Overall, a pretty good turn for our basic Magic Missile. We are fine with that. Anything else we can do that really helps us out over here? Not at the moment. We have any spells effects? We got those things. Did we kill an enemy? Did I not give us all a cube? I must not have. I must not have given us a cube for killing that last enemy. So we're going to go ahead and give everyone a cube. I don't think I did that because otherwise I'd have cubes there. So we're going to go ahead and give ourselves all a cube to power up over there. And then we're going to figure out how to, yeah, I didn't because I lost 2 and then I had to read. Yeah, I'm good to go. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and push 2. So we're going to push him onto spikes, move 2 strictly speaking. We're going to move him there, which means he takes 4 spike damage, but also, and it's through an effect, so it's not an issue yet, but also at end of round, this drops by 1. We're going to move an effect over there, which means we're going to deal plus 8 damage plus 4, so that's 12 damage total. It's going to drop from 50 down to 38. It's at this point in the turn that I remember that I did not in any way think about the actual ramifications of the fact that he's going to move 2, causing an issue for us. It is what it is, but we're fine with that. We're fine with that. We're going to go ahead and have him move 2, 1, 2. Well, that's not the 2. We're going to have him moving more than 2 because he's going to target the enemy who's the lowest HP, which is blue, but blue's too far away for his 5 movements, so they're going to double their movement, which means they're going to take another 3 damage because they are 1, 2, 3. I can't remember the name, but they're focused rage, whatever you want to call it, and they're going to go 1, 2, 3. Well, can they make it? 1, 2. How far can I move them? Move 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's really 9, 10 because the spots require 2 to move over, but they can still make it to be able to attack one of those people. I think that's the closest. Wait, 1? It goes by sheer distance, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's actually close to go this way. We're actually going to go ahead and attack this person over here. So we're going to run over here and target them, which is, again, unfortunate to a degree, but we can work with it in whatever way we need to. And we're going to go ahead and have him attack you. So you do have Toughened 3. You don't have Shielded at the moment, but you're going to have Toughened. We're going to go ahead and attack, and we're attacking with a basic die against a defense of 8. 8, yes, 8. So just roll less than an 8 and we're good to go. That's a 20. That's not less than an 8, sadly enough. That is not less than an 8. So, right about now, over here, we have After Roll. Its effects over here are targets gains distracted. I don't like distracted, but I can deal with the effects of distracted. So it's going to deal 12 damage, plus 5 because it's extra critical. So it's doing 17 damage, less the 3 because I'm toughened. So it's going to deal 14 damage against me. I'm going to drop from 66 down to 52, and suddenly I'm not the strongest guy in the room anymore. But I'm also going to be distracted, which is very unfortunate. So we're going to put a distracted token on you, making it harder for me to do anything. I'm going to mark you as done, and then that is done with round 1-ish. Anything I can do. Anything I can do. Anything I can do, you can do better. I need to figure out how we're going to go ahead. Let's roll a die if even an enemy is shielded 14. Movement is my main issue right now. I could run to an enemy, deal 7 damage, and move it 2. That's possible. But then how am I going to deal with you? Do you have anything else that you can do to move? We have 13, 20 damage plus effect, 8 squares. Holy Light. Holy Light's useful. Move to an enemy, 12 damage plus effects. You move 5. I don't see a way to like really deal with this. Like the enemies have to close the gap to us, which I don't love. I mean, it has to be done. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and do something a little basic. Let's have this guy go. Let's have Dragori go. Oh, this guy's also gone. It's worth noting that. So you've gone. And Dragori has the ability to move to an enemy, and you move to. But it has to be someone he has line of sight to in some way, so it's not going to happen yet. So we're going to go ahead and have Dragori go. If I move 1, 2, and 1. So I think I can navigate this to a degree. So we're going to go ahead and have Dragori over here. Dragori's going to sidestep, I guess. That way you can actually see stuff, so you can see over there. Then we're going to go ahead and attack. And we're going to go ahead and an ally moves 1. That could be useful-ish. Effect, you move 4, then pull for the target. That could be interesting. I don't know if Relentless Hunt is intriguing. It lets me move after the attack, which lets me close the gap. So I think I do like that to a degree. I just don't like how you're kind of out of the sights over here. But we're still going to do it. We're going to do Relentless Hunt over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do an attack over here against him. We're going to roll and see what we're trying to hit against. A defense of 7. We're going to go ahead and roll, and we just need to get higher than a 7. But we actually have a distract, which means that over here, 12, a distract is going to be less 3, so we need to get higher than a 10. Fortunately, the 12 is higher than a 10. That's going to be a hit, so we're going to deal 9 damage against him. That's going to drag him down from 35 to 24, but then we're going to pull him. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pull him with us. 1, 2, 3 over there, okay? Pull the target 4, so we're going to close him into distance over here. That'll hopefully set us up for some fun moves later, but in the meantime, it doesn't do that much force. Now, he already attacked, so that's not going to have any strong effect. As always, I'm forgetting to use my... Every game I do this, I forget to use my extra thingies that do extra damage. He's currently at 24. Is there a benefit to doing extra damage against him right now? I could do plus 5 damage, bring him down to 19. I don't know if 19 does anything enough that's worth... Like, my specials won't do 20 damage to him. No, I think we're fine as is-ish. But we will have our Berserker trying to attack the person who has the most HP, which currently is our Tactician. So if we can correctly navigate our Tactician over here and attack them, then we can do some fun things here. No, yeah, okay, I think we got this. So right now, we have this enemy over here, who we're going to try to attack him. The way we're going to do that is on our ally's turn. So while it was our tank's turn, we're going to spend 3 cubes. Yes, we're overpaying for that, but we think it's worth it. Move to an ally. That's useful. No, we're going to still go ahead. We're going to go ahead and do this. So we're going to run to an enemy. We're going to deal 7 damage and move it 2. Let me just make sure I have any spells, any effects that have range. I do. Yeah, good. Okay, good. So we're going to run to an enemy. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. So we get our effects. We don't have to worry about the movement there. Then we're going to go ahead and deal 7 damage to it. That's going to bring him down from 47 down to 40. And again, we're using our effects right now, so we're fine on not having the movement. Then we're going to move it 2, so we're going to just shove it 1 away, which is going to be very helpful in a second, and you'll see why. And then we're going to go ahead and allies within 1 of the target, first of your turn, move 3 the target, then blast 7. Ooh, blast. Blast could be fun. Can I do anything else to slightly manipulate the battlefield? I don't think so. We're still gonna play with things. So watch what happens. So move 3 the target, then blast 7. Yeah, okay. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and hit him with some sort of effect. The target cannot apply its passive power. Its passive power is no other heroes within 1 of the target. Deal 7 damage. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that one. We'll do that one. Okay. All enemies adjacent to the target. No, that's not as useful. No. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this one over here. So we have allies within 1 of the target. We are trying to hit that guy. So we're going to grab our dark or orange die, and we are trying to roll against a 6 over here. We got a 9, which is perfect. That's enough to hit it. We're going to deal our 11 damage. So we get 11 damage against him, first of all. we're going to do 40 down to 29. Then we're going to do our, if an ally is within 1 of the target, which it is, then move 3 the target, then blast 7. Now keep in mind we're able to hit at distance 2 because of that spear symbol. So we're going to move 3 the target. I'm just going to go ahead and have it go 1, 2, 3, which I don't know if it's fully legal. It doesn't say like push it, it says move. So strictly speaking, it should be legal to do that. And then we're going to go ahead and have it blast 7, so it's going to deal 7 damage to itself, 29, 22, but also 7 damage to this guy, bringing him down from 24 to 17. So making good progress on the room, all things considered. And then Ancestral Katana over here, and then the target cannot apply its passive power, which means now in a second he's going to try to hit us back, which we're going to go ahead and just ignore this. It's technically it's once per turn, ends at the start of Rikaru's next turn, so we're going to leave it out over there to remind us that even if he's live next turn and still kicking, he will not apply his passive power. But in the meantime, the first thing he's going to try to do, I'm out of cubes on Rikaru. I still have cubes on him, which is okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this. Or I could add 5 more damage. You see here, because here's the thing I'm thinking of. What's going to happen right now is he's going to take 6 reaction damage, bringing him from 17 down to 11. And I could deal plus 5. So it's still not enough. It's still not enough. He's still going to do his effect. I don't love it. I do not like it. But let's go ahead and do it. So he's going to go ahead and do 17. So what am I doing? What am I moving? Oh, he's going to take 6 reaction damage, bringing down to 11, because he's going to walk away from him in order to attack him. Okay, so he's going to move closer to him in order to attack him over here, which also makes him mob, which is another thing. I don't know if I've been taking him to mob. Mob is when you have people on both sides. I don't know if I've been taking it into account as much as I should, but we're going to go ahead and have him attack him right now, which means he's rolling against a defense of 7. And he got a 7. Why couldn't it have been 1 less? 1 less would have been great. As it stands, he's going to do 22 damage. He's not going to do his passive effect because we negated that, so it's 22 plus 4 push. The 4 push isn't great. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're going to do 22 damage against me, which means I'm going to drop down from our very respectable. You know what? We're going to remember to this. We're going to remember to this. We have our shield over here, so we're going to take 17 damage. So I'm going to go 59 down to 42. 42. We definitely took a hit, but we're still mostly fine-ish. Okay, that is that. We still have an enemy who has not activated, which is the important part. We have now activated 2 more characters, so we need to be mindful of that. And the last person we have not yet gone is Askaran, has not yet gone. Move to an enemy. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I could play with this. So what we're going to do with Askaran's turn is on an ally's turn, we're going to do move to an enemy, you move to. That's not enough. 1, 2, 1. Does he have a shield defense stored? He does. Okay, cool. We're going to do this. We're going to trigger this over here. So we're going to pay this 1, move to an enemy, you move to. So we're going to go 1, 2 over here. He, by the way, is going to attack the furthest hero, which technically is him. So he's going to try to move. Ish. I think. Yeah, he's going to. So we're going to go ahead and move to ourselves. 1, 2 over here. Okay, so we're slowly closing around over there. Oh, this guy, by the way, I should have moved 2 because an enemy starts to turn within 1 of us. So it gets to flip an attack. So 1 second. So I would have moved 2 the first time. I'm going to move 2 again. But he would have flipped an attack. So you can flip any attack to be able to cycle back. So he'll cycle back right now. That's fine. Okay, so we'll be able to cycle back at the start of his turn. Perfect. Okay. So then it's going to go ahead and now it's him going. Great. And now you're going to go ahead and move 1 because we're going to try to minimize that time attack situation. So with us moving only 1, we have our character here, and we're going to do dimensional blow, I believe, because it can hit from 2. The other opportunity is doing one of our ranged attacks over here, which is not really as helpful. So we're going to do our dimensional blow at the start of your turn. If there's an enemy, at least enemy within 2 of you, there was not because we had to move 1 to get within 2. We're going to go ahead and do a dimensional blow from a range of 2, and we're going to be fighting against a defense of 7. We're going to roll, and we got a 9. I'm sorry, that was a 6 there. So that 9 over there is going to result in us doing 11 damage to the blue guy. So he's going to drop from 52 down to 41. You know what? Let's go ahead and actually remember to do this. We're going to go ahead and do plus 5 damage to it, just so we can remember to. So 41 down to 36. Okay. And then we can go ahead and move to an enemy within 5 of you. Move to an enemy within 5. Oh, I guess that would have been the first thing we could have done. Huh. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and move this guy over here 1, 2, or whatnot. I don't know if that's a good deal or not, but we're just going to do it anyway. And then we're going to go ahead and you swap places with a combatant within 5 of the target. I guess if we swap places within 5 of the target, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy's a combatant, so we're going to swap with him which should put him in a position where he's more likely to die, I think. Okay, then he's going to try to target the person who's the furthest away. He cannot do so, so now he's going to go ahead. Oh, it's the furthest away within range. I'm always doing this wrong. I always forget to do this correctly. So the furthest away within range, if we do that, then we don't want to swap with the target. We don't. So we're actually not going to swap place with the target. You'll see why in a second. Because if I don't swap place with the target, then the furthest away within range is him. Because either of these, they're both going to involve moving away. Let's have him move this way 1. Okay, so we're going to have him move this way over here 1. And then we're going to go ahead and you're going to deal residual damage of 7 to him. Reaction damage. Now I may have done that wrong previously in terms of, I think, another time I tried having someone attack the furthest person, I did it incorrectly. The furthest person is the furthest person within range. I forget that sometimes. But you're going to take reaction damage of 7 from our samurai character over here, which means we're going to drop down from 36 down to 29. And I think that is everything as far as, well, we actually have to resolve the attack. That's the only problem. So now you're going to try to attack against you. And you are, yeah, you have toughened. So we're going to go ahead and roll against a defense of 8. Defense of 8. So we got a 7. Perfect. I love it. Defensive 7 over here, which means also it only moved 1, which is important for the time management. Defensive 7 means that you missed, which means you do 8 residual damage, lessened by 3, 5 residual damage to our tank. The tank goes down 52 down to 47. Also, I'm realizing now, I forgot to set up treasure chests. I totally forgot to set up treasure chests. Give me a second to see where they would have gone. Okay. I don't love where they are. I do not love where they are. Give me a second to find them here. Because, strictly speaking, I believe to get the rewards at the end of the match, you're supposed to actually claim the treasure chests, which is slightly harder when you can only move 1, lest time be a factor. So, we'll see how our Kemet Hunt situation goes. In any case, that is now everyone activating. So we are all done there, which means now, time lowers. We get to the end of the round. All enemies have activated. We put a token down here. Time lowers by 1. And we reset and take everything off. We go into the next round and see how things fare. The biggest issue I have is, aside from dropping a cube on the floor, which I'll have to get to later, the biggest issue we have is that this guy is far away. And our time management is such that, like, when we get to 10, we're going to have to spawn a Reaper. We're going to spawn the Reaper within one of the heroes with the highest HP. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. But I need to get into this room and then deal with the enemies. Lots of being silent, lest, you know, we become overwhelmed with the enemy forces. Okay, let's see what we can do. So we still have move through the target and blast. That's a big deal right now, because right now, if I can get this guy to attack him, if an ally is within 1 of him, on the first hit of your turn, move 2, then we could basically have him just go boom, which is really solid. I like that, but the problem is we need an ally within 1. So how can we do that? And what's his health? His health is, I mean, he's going to die if I attack him, so that's the good news. You're going to refresh all your stuff. So now I need to think through whether it's worth. Is it worth using both of those? Anything else moving enemies that I can utilize? I can move to an enemy, and you move 2. We're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to go ahead and spend this to once again power that, move to an enemy. So we're going to go, and you move 2. So we're going to pop over 1, and we're going to go 1, 2, like so. Okay? Then this guy's going to sidestep to over here, meaning he won't take reaction damage. Sidestep is just moving a single 1, but you get 1 limited movement. But this should work right now, because what we're going to do is just going to have him go boom to everyone. So we're going to go ahead and refresh all our skills over here, which also means we get to refresh this over here, so we're going to help with that. And then we're going to choose a basic attack, or we get to take this back as well, and they all refresh. And we can go ahead and just do the most basic attack that we think is the most useful. Moving 4 is not useful. Target is vulnerable. Target's vulnerable is not bad, actually. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do the target cannot apply its passive power, the one I just did over here. So we're going to play that one over here, which means we're going to go ahead and roll against this guy. We're going to be hoping that we hit with blast, which should be doable, because he's definitely mobbed. So if he's mobbed and he's currently defensive 7, we need to roll at least a 4. Okay, we got a 5, so close, but we got it. And then we're going to go ahead and kill this guy. And then he's also going to go ahead, move through the target, then blast 7. These guys are going to take 7 damage each. 22 down to 15. And then it's 29 down to 22. So the plus side is we're going to have a pretty good turn as far as getting things done this turn. The downside is our blue guy is very, very, very far away from the action, and is almost certainly going to have to move, causing time to shift downwards in order to actually get to the action. It is what it is. I don't love the treasure chest being out of reach like that. I really don't. Can I do anything with Oscaron the Angel? Oscaron over here has a jump attack, but I think I used it already. No, 12 damage, you may move 5 and make a basic attack. So that's useful for jumping around-ish to a degree. Or we could do Righteous Retribution. None of them are particularly amazing right now against the enemies we have in play. We should take off the token of the person we killed, which is this one. Move to a hero, and it's hastened. So I could do that. I could go ahead. 1, 2. I'm just trying to think through how to get all the treasure chests, because I do want those perks, those extra thingies. But it might just be a situation of dealing with it after the round's over, because I don't know a better way to resolve this. This guy's dead over here. Let's take this card out of play. I don't want to spawn any Reapers. I just don't want to deal with them. There's just extra work. I also have Aura of Destruction, which should be gone a while ago. Sorry about that. Okay. I should have done Righteous Distribution first. 4 damage to his closest enemy within 6 of it. It's not as helpful now. I'll save it for next. I guess I have to do it anyway. Okay. So we're going to do the following. We make a basic attack. I'm not a ranged hero. I want to deal with killing these people. But if I do so, he's going to try to take an attack against the furthest person within range. So interesting. So I could kind of do that. Okay. If I do 12 damage, plus the fact that it's going to be at 22. I did the wrong effects on this person. Okay. So here's what we'll try to do. It may or may not be the best thing. We're just going to do it anyway, though. 1, 2. It's hastened. Hastened won't help. Hastened doesn't ignore terrain effects, right? I'm pretty sure it does not, but let me just double check. You do not incite reactions. It doesn't do enough otherwise. Do I have anything else that'll help me move an ally? Move to an ally and an enemy. I don't think so. So if I do, so let's play this out. We're going to do Power Leap over here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead. Can I even do Power Leap enough? Oh, interesting. If I do that, maybe. What do I have over here? I have no proper range situations. If I move 1 over here and 1, 2 there. So I could do that-ish. So let's do the following. I'm going to go ahead and activate this over here on an ally's turn. Move to an ally and an enemy. So we're going to move you 1, 2, and you over here 1, like so. Okay. On my turn, I'm going to spend a movement point to pick up the first aid kit. Then I'm going to go ahead and, I guess this makes sense. Then I'm going to spend a movement point to go ahead and do my 12 damage plus effects. So you move 5. So I'm going to attack this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and resolve an attack against him, which is going to be, I'm the light yellow over here. So we're rolling against a defense of 6. And we got an 11. So it's going to be 12 damage against this guy, dropping him to 3. Okay. And then we're going to have him jump to over here. So popping over there. And then we're going to go ahead and attack him, which I think we're currently mobbed. So we only need like a 3 to hit him. Possibly only a 2, I'm not sure. Let's see. We got a 4. But the mob is going to be plus 3. We only need a defense of 6. It's doing a basic attack over there. So we're going to go ahead and deal our 7 damage to him. 6 damage to him, because that's what our basic attack does. 8 damage to him. That's what our basic attack does. I did the math right. I just said the numbers wrong. And then that, because the first enemy that was attacked was this guy over here, he's going to go ahead and try to attack the enemy with the most health, who we can reach, or, well, any of them, which is going to be him. So he's going to step here, which means he's going to take reaction damage from Oscaron and die. Which means now we're going to go ahead and pop up a cube. And this guy, oh, he has a full cubes. Wow. He's at full cubes. I need to spend some of Oscaron's cubes. This is abysmal. Okay, that is, I guess roll a die. If even an enemy is shielded 14. I don't know how long that lasts as a shielded 14. But we'll deal with it now. It's on the enemy's turn, so probably that turn. But I think he's going to die right now anyway, so we should be fine. So that's going to be cover him. We're all done in that sense, which means now it's time to go ahead. Who have we activated with? Have we just activated with Ascaron? Is that the only person we activated with? No, that doesn't sound right. We also did Blast with him. We did Blast with him, so I think we should be fine at this point, which means it is time to go ahead. At some point, we're going to have to deal with some damage. But right now, we can go ahead and have Circle Protection. Him, he can activate. Although I don't love... I guess if I do that, it should work. So if we do Gorilla Instance... Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do Gorilla Instance over here. So Gorilla Instance is going to be our effect in play. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll against him with our ranged little spear over there. We're going against a defense of 7, but he's mobbed, so that should be even easier. And that's going to be a 7. We got enough to hit. That's going to be 15 damage, which is enough to kill him without having to worry about anything else. It's a great attack. He's done. We're going to go ahead and again get all our things over play. Again, Ascaron is still doing way too much. Move to an enemy and an ally is hastened. Oh, if only we could see him. If only we could see him. We might have to do that. So anyways, that's going to be done on his turn, which means on his turn, I think we're going to go ahead and make noise, because right now, if a combatant moves more than 2 squares in his turn, reduce time by 2. So we're going to reduce time by 2, because I think that's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to go ahead and have this combatant move to get this chest. So just move that wall in play. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or 3, I guess. Pick up the chest, 4, and 5. So he's closed the gap. He moved a whole lot, but honestly, the amount of time it would have taken to close that anyway, it would have taken way too long. And now we are at the end of the round situation. Have we ever picked up another... Did we ever pick up another thingy? I think we did, right? I'm trying to see where we are as far as... We have one over here and one over here. So we did pick up the other one somewhere, wherever it was. I guess we must have moved time up and I'm just forgetting. Okay. Anyways, we're down to 13 time. It's the end of the round. We're going to move down to 12 time. We only spawn somebody when we get to 10. But the most important thing right now is that we are going to go ahead to the next room. We're going to go ahead and set up the next room. Let's see what we got over here. So, over here, we're going to be doing Event 2 very shortly. We're setting up and populating all this room over here. And then we should be good to go. And we are good to go. And things are all set up. And we have... If all villains are dead, read 18.3. You defeat the last of the Kemet and finally reach the reinforced door. One of the bodies searched to carry the key that opens it. Remove the red door. Dilsgar is wearing the heaviest of armors, as if even his inner sanctum he expects to be attacked. A Kemet group protects him. This is your chance to neutralize the traitor. Resume the quest with Event 2. You defeat the last of the Kemet. I think it's saying the exact same thing. We're good to go. Remove the big red door. We are good. We've placed all the people. As soon as all the villains are dead, we win the quest. So, of course, the biggest thing is going to be Dilsgar, who has 100 health that we have to take down. And time, of course, is ever marching onwards. And when it hits that 10, we're going to have a problem. I also realized that this is the missing token, which means I technically could still grab a token if I want and extend the time by, well, 4. But I need to actually, find that token. So that is that, which means we're going to clear our tokens over here, figure out the various baddies. There are a bunch of baddies. We need to take them all out in order to win. And so... let's figure out what we're doing. I generally like the moving through the target and blast. I do like that principle. But I need to close the gap on these enemies. And the problem is, again, every time an enemy moves 2, it's just like, it's so brutal. If a combatant, hero, or villain moves 2 squares or more on his turn, reduce time by 2. This does not apply when interacting, sidestepping for companions, or movement caused by effects. So, yeah, the time management is everything in this game. We need to, we can't just, usually in a round, you kind of hit somebody and then let everyone close the distance. In this one, we're kind of think of everyone having their own little private scuffles as they try desperately to survive in this game, which is fun. It's another challenge. One of the things I like about Tanares that I frequently say is how every game feels like a challenge. Even the intro quest was a kind of door pathway exploration. Everything feels different. It feels like they just said, hey, we're not going to follow a formula for 100 missions. We're going to give you different things to think about for 100 missions. In the meantime, though, different things or not, we currently have a situation in front of us where we need to go ahead and pull some enemies towards us. And we can do so. We can do so. But we also need to close the distance to the enemies. That's also tricky. So how do we do all the things we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could pull that guy by 6. Pull 6 and the villain, it takes damage. So we could do that. I think I want to. I don't know who's going first, but it's not him. But the first thing we're doing is we're going to spend 3 to pull 6 the villain, takes 10 damage. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and now he's pulled into the throng of things, which is going to be very helpful for our blast effect shortly. He's going to go ahead and take 10 damage, so he's already going to drop from 55 down to 45, and our life just got significantly easier, and again, we don't have to worry about those effects. Now, are there any other pull effects we can go ahead and manage or mitigate around? We have heal 8, we have run to a villain, we have roll a die. We're trying to close the gap on them. I don't know if this is actually going to work as well as I think it is. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We can't have the enemies closing the gap on us. We could... Who had a switching location? He did, but he already used it. So we can't do that. We could use our effect of the shooter to be able to go ahead and do that. So if we choose our target carefully, we can push to the target, we can move to the target, 1, 2. That might work. If we also then blast him, so if we started there, and if we move him within 2, and we move within 1, then we should have the opportunity to do that. Okay, I think I can play with that. Move 2. Okay, so let's do that. Who's he going to attack? He's going to attack the furthest hero he can, which means we have to be mindful of that, though, because the furthest hero he can is over here. So that's not going to work as well as I thought it would. It might work against him who wants to target at the lowest HP. If we move him 2, can we do anything else as far as moving the target? We may move any number of targets hit 1 square each. That could be useful as well for closing that gap. Moving 2. What else can we do as far as moving targets? Tactician is almost ready to be utilized again. An enemy takes 7 damage or 13 damage if it took damage this turn. I have not been utilizing that enough. We currently used Askar, so we can't use him right now because he already pulled somebody. We could use the Tactician's effect to move to an enemy and move to a thingy, which I think might make the most sense still. So if we do that, if we move him right now, if we use this to use that spell again, move 2. So if we move 2, 1, 2, so we could avoid that damage. Let's actually go 1, 2. And we go 1, 2, like so. And if I can move him again, 1, 2, that should be enough to do it all. So I think that kind of works. Maybe. Can it work? He's the lowest HP. I'll attack him and move him 2, which means he'll move 1. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and use a... Well, we only have two effects left. We could use push to the target. Arcane Shot or Arcane Blast. Let's use Arcane Blast. We're going to do Arcane Blast. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use Arcane Blast over here. We're going to use it on these enemies over here. We're going to specifically target him first. And then we're going to go ahead and roll against him. And he's going to be going against... here we go. Here's our shooter over here. We're going to be going against a spell, a defense of 6. So we're rolling against him. He has a defense of 6. And we're going to go ahead and... We got a 19, which is good enough. 19 means he's going to go ahead and he will go... I'm going to hit him, first of all. Then I can move, and I'm going to hit him too as well. So 9 damage against him. He is currently at 55 down to 46. And then we're going to move him 1, 2, 3. We can move him a full 3 over here. Actually, we're going to move him over here because that makes more sense. Then we're also going to attack him as well. And we're going to roll again. We got a 14, which is enough to hit. I'm rolling the wrong die. That's bad luck. Bad luck. We're going to roll this one again, but still going to go with the 14. Whoa, look at that. That was actually pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and move him 1 because it seems like the right thing to do. Oh, interesting. Even better, potentially? Potentially? No, I don't think it's going to be enough. Either way, that's fine, okay. And they're going to do 9 damage against him, so he's going to drop down from 35 to 24. Okay, 35 to 26, I mean. Then, he's going to go away, and I think we are done. No terrain damage, nothing else. We could use our +5 against him. We may as well, because we need to remember to actually use those. So we're going to do 5 extra damage against him, so he's going to drop from 46 down to 41. Okay, and that is that. Then it's going to be somebody else's turn. Oh, interesting. So we're going to do that and then that. That makes sense. Okay, that will be that. So then we're going to go ahead and have, he's going to react and he's going to try to attack me. So he's going to go past him, which means he's going to take residual damage this turn. Okay, that should work for me. So he's going to take his residual damage. Just go ahead and activate him. And his residual damage is going to be from him, which means it's 7. So 7 to him, 41 down to 34. Okay. And he's going to attack him, and he's going to, oh no, make him lose a thing from his pool, if he hits, that is. So we're rolling against a defense of 6 right now, and we're going to go ahead and roll a 12. So he does hit me, he's going to make me lose, whoops, so we're going to do 19. Another hero is within 2 of the target, so it's +7. So it's going to do 26 damage unless we do something. That's the effects, doesn't do much. Okay, well, it's fine. It is what it is. We're going to go ahead and have him do 26 damage against blue, which is terrifying. 36 down to 10. Wowzers. Okay, so that's going to happen over here. For the record, we gave him this token, which means if he dies, he's going to pop back up with 5 health, which is good. It's good to know. It's good to know. Anyways, 26 damage against him. He's activated. So has he. And is also going to pull a token from his pool, unfortunately. But that is manageable. Okay. And then he took the residual damage. Did I took it? Yeah, I did 7 to him. Great. Okay. It's now going to be his turn. And this is where it's going to be fun, because we're going to send him into a little bit of a giant. And he only moved 1 to get there, so all things are good there. And he is going to go ahead and do Tide of Blaze. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Okay. So we're going to do Tide of Blaze over here. And we're going to attack this person. We're attacking him at defensive 6 over here. We're going to roll wrong die. I'm not counting that one. Not counting that one. We're going to go ahead and roll the right die this time. And we're going to see what we get. That is going to be a 16. 16 is going to mean that we hit him. And we're going to do 11 damage, which is the first part. 34 down to 23. But then you may move the target up to 2 squares. So we're going to move him over here. Okay, and then he's going to go ahead and he's going to take 3 damage. All enemies adjacent to the target take 3 damage each. So blue and red over there. Is blue still in play, or is blue from last turn? Is blue just... Did I just not kill blue? There is no blue. What am I doing? I'm gonna redo that entire thing. This guy's dead from last turn. He's not in play, which means this guy's over here, and this guy's over here. Let me pause and think about this for a second. Let me pause and think, because I think I want to do the other way around. Can I... Do I have anything that'll help me move? I don't think so. I could use him. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to have him pay this to move to an ally, and it's hastened, so I can avoid that damage. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Then I'm going to hit you. Okay, with that same attack, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. He's going to go 1, 2. So we're going to get our 11 damage back from 23 to 34. But then you, sir, are going to go from 26 down to 15. And then you are going to deal 3 damage to each of those. 1, 2, 3. And red, which is somewhere here. Where is it? Over there. 1, 2, 3. Alright, that makes more sense. We're also going ahead and doing blast, because an ally was within 1 of the target the first of your turn. There wasn't. I screwed up. I'm not gonna redo it. I'm just gonna call it right now. It is what it is. I completely messed it up because I tactically messed up who's on the board. It is what it is. That's the cost of not paying enough attention. That's his turn. His turn is done. That was not satisfying. We'll go ahead and use our... He's at 15 right now. He's going to respond by trying to attack the furthest hero. Was that attack a slightly more range? No, it's not. He's going to respond by attacking the furthest hero, which means I kind of want to take him out. So we will deal... If we deal 5 damage to him... I can't do that. I can't do that right now. If I deal 5 damage and we do a basic attack, that would be enough. But I don't think that's doable. What I can do... They didn't take residual damage this turn. But I can do that, which would be enough to kill him. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, ready? On his turn still, I'm going to pay 2 to be able to do an enemy takes 7 damage. So he's going to go ahead and take 7 damage, drop from 15 down to 8. This should work, maybe? Then, yep, perfect. Then, these cubes are all going to recharge, and an enemy takes 9 damage, which is going to be him. He's going to take 9 damage, and he's going to die. That's going to be that. He's gone. These will all reset, all recharge, and everyone's going to get 1 more cube. So we're going to go ahead and take 1 more cube back, 1 more cube back, 1 more cube back, and 1 more cube back. So that kind of works, and that takes him off the grid. So we're doing fine-ish. We have 1 enemy down. We have 1 enemy activated. We still have the boss, who's going to unfortunately cause issues for us. We still have the necromancer. We've activated 2 of our peoples, and the necromancer needs to be hit hard. Let's do it. Let's do it. We have Askarn. At the start of your turn, to at least 1 enemy within 2 of you, pay 3 to heal an ally. So let's do it. Let's do it with Askarn. Askarn is going to start off. We're going to pay 3 points. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to heal an ally 7. I'm going to let him just die, I think. Although, honestly, 7 might be just enough to get him within range of healing. He can also flip his ability to heal 8 an ally. So you know what? Let's go ahead and bring him back to a life. So we're going to bring him back to 10 to 17. That should be fine for right now. And then we're going to go ahead and look at what cards we have that we can use. Oscar has never been attacked the whole game, by the way, just for the record. And he's got strong spells over here. We can do 20 damage to the enemy. Choose an ally within 5 squares of you. While you're alive, this ally is toughened and blessed. Both apply once per turn. The blessed part's pretty cool. I could do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we're just going to do a large spell over here. We're going to do Celestial Armor over here. We're going to use Celestial Armor on him. So we're going to move 1, because we still can move 1. We're going to go ahead and hit him, and he's going to attack the hero with the most HP, who's this guy. So, interesting. That means he'd move 2 right now. Do I have anything I can do that does differently? I don't think so. I think that is what it is. Unless I can somehow change who... I don't think I could. I could respond, perhaps. Yeah, I think I might have to. So we're going to go ahead and... We'll figure it out. So let's go ahead and... We're going to move... It actually works for us. So we're going to go ahead and use Celestial Armor. We're going to be attacking against this guy over here. We are rolling our light yellow die, if we can find it, over here. And we're rolling against a defense of 6. And we got a 5, which is terrible, except we could use him to, again, boost this by paying 3 HP. Lovely, but, you know, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. 1, 2, 3. Nope, wrong person. 1, 2, 3. Blue. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's going to be that. We're going to deal 20 damage to red. Red's going to drop from 42 to 22. Okay, and red has not yet activated, which means we still have opportunities to do things on their turn. And we're going to get the effect, choose an ally within 5 squares. We're going to choose blue, who's going to be toughened and blessed the rest of the game, which is very important for a variety of reasons, but that's going to be Ascaron's turn. That is everything he did, which means it's now time for the enemy to react. But I feel something else is going to happen. The enemy is going to react, and he's currently at 22 health. What can I do to bring that number down? Well, as a starting baseline, Ascaron used his weapon already, so he can't do that. But I can do other things. I could do that almost. I can't do that. I can't do that. So I can start by, when it gets to his turn, I can make an 8 damage attack. But there's also going to be 22 plus 8 is 16. So we're shy by 6 right now. Can I do something to deal 6 damage to him? That's the tricky part. I don't know if I can. I can get at least 6 damage. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and do this effect over here. So we're going to do this effect over here. So it's going to be his turn. First things first is you're going to spend 2 to move to an enemy, and you move 2. So we're going to go 1, 2. We're going to go 1, 2. And we're going to... I don't feel the need to move an enemy, so we're not going to bother. Then we're going to go ahead and have him. I guess he likes targeting the person with the lowest HP, so we're going to move him up 1. Okay, that's going to help for next turn. Then we're going to go ahead and... That was that effect. Then we're going to have him use this, roll a die. If even, an enemy is shielded 14. Okay, so we're going to roll a die. So if even, it's odd. If odd, an enemy takes 8 damage. So we're going to give him 8 damage, 22, down to... 22 brings you down to 14. Okay, so 14 over there. Then, he's going to step away from him, taking another 8 damage, bringing him from 14 down to 6. And then these are all going to recharge. Uncharge your tokens, you heal 9. So Ascaron's going to pop up from 38 to 40, 38 to 47, I guess. I think I'm doing that right. Yep, okay. Then, he's going to attack him, and he's going to attack, we're going to mark him as done. He's going to attack against him, and enemy starters turn within 1 of you. That's not within 1, so you're still toughened. We're going to go ahead and roll. We are rolling against a defense of 8. We got a 14, which means he's going to do 19 damage, which is unfortunate. No other heroes within 1 of the target. There is... Unfortunately, I could have moved you... No, I couldn't have moved you further. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, deal plus 5 damage, and uncharge 2 skill tokens. Jeez, I guess that's a good thing to an extent for that. We keep reusing that. So we're going to go ahead and deal 5, 19, that's 24 damage, less toughen 3 is 21 damage against you. Wow. 47 down to 26. We're playing with fire over here. We're playing with fire, but I think we got this. Okay, that's his turn. Then push 3 the target and flee 3 if this didn't move. You did move. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 and push 3, which I don't know how to 1, 2, 3. I guess it does push them, unfortunately. That is not the way I wanted things to go, but it's fine, I guess. I really didn't want that to go that way. We may have to figure things out as far as movement management, because we have one person left, and it is indeed Dragori. So Dragori has an opportunity in front of him. The question is, what spells do I have that will in some way help me? You take 4 damage, you spell 1, or an ally moves 1. I don't think I have a lot of options here. I could do the you move 2, he moves 2 thing again, which I think I'm going to have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and again spend 1 to do you move 2 and they move 2. So 1, 2, and 1, 2. And then we're going to move 1 on our actual turn. We can't do that. We can't do that. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is my turn. We can only do things on an enemy's turn. So we can use... Does anyone else have anything that'll help me move? I don't think so. I think this might be one of those times where we just take the hit on 2 time in order to do something useful. This did not play out the way I wanted it to. That push was not anticipated. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to backdrop it a second over here. You over here. You over here. I'm going to spend these 2 to, after roll, an enemy takes 5 damage if non-boss its attacks does not apply its effects. So we're going to do 5 more damage to the red dude over here, bring him down to 1. We're also going to go ahead and pop you, so it's going to kill you straight up over here. So you're going to die, and then you're gone, which means we're going to go ahead and recharge a skill, a skill, a skill, and a skill, and then it does not apply its effects, so we don't have to do the push 3 and that, and the flee 3. So he's now dead because of that, and he's still there, which means now he can take his turn and still be 2 away, unfortunately. But that might make it more manageable. No. Oh, maybe. Let's see. Move to an enemy and an ally. So we might have the opportunity to make it not a dead turn entirely. We're going to be attacking a guy who already attacked. So the boss is going to attack, and the boss is going to cause time to move down. That is what it is. There's only so much I can do. I'm working with what I can over here. But in the meantime, we can go ahead, and on Dragori's turn, hits a hero. Whenever the target hits a hero, the hero gains 2. I don't like it. I could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's Dragori's movement? 6? 6 movement? That's not enough. 1, 2, 3. I guess on my turn I'm just going to do the following. Ready? Okay. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make myself hastened so I don't take reaction damage. Actually, I don't care about the reaction damage. Give me the reaction damage. That's going to be 8 reaction damage. We'll take reaction damage. We're going to go drop from 26 to 18. Okay? That might be a mistake. That might be a mistake. Who's this targeting? The furthest hero within reach. Okay, we're fine. So you're going to go down here. We're just going to spend our entire turn going over here and grabbing this token, which will give us 4 more. That's our second token. That's going to give us 4 more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to lose 2 time because we moved 2 on our turn. So we're kind of hacking the system a bit, bringing our character within range, and dealing with not worrying about the consequences. He already activated, which means the boss is going to activate at the end of the round. We're going to move the time token down now just to get that out of the way. We're not going to bother doing any attacks with Dragori over here, so it is what it is. And we're going to go ahead and have the boss go. Boss activates as follows. So we're almost done. We are almost done. We have the boss and like this guy who's at 31 health. We'll take him out next turn. The boss is at 100 health. He's the real problem. So the boss is going to activate as follows. His target is the furthest hero within reach, which right now, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is going to be him. So he's going to try to do a ranged attack. So he's going to, oh, interesting, because of the fact that it's a ranged attack, if he moves 2, this is tricky. Can we find out, can we do anything to, on the boss's turn? I don't see a ton over here. Could we have done anything else on our last turn as... Yeah, we could have done the following. We could use his on our last turn to move to an ally. So we're going to go 1, 2 over here like so. Okay? That's important because, well, we can go over here like that. That way, the boss can move 1 to attack us. Only has to move 1, which makes it easier to not trigger the time thingy. And it's going to go ahead and roll. Benefit +3 to attack roll and blessed. So let's go ahead and roll for him. He's rolling a 20. Of course he's rolling a 20. Okay, the plus side is he anyway gets the +5 because he's anyways unprovoked crit is +5 damage. So it's going to be +3 attack roll and blessed. The blessed means he gets the best of both rolls. If this is a provoked attack, reduce time by 2. It was not a provoked attack. We actually kind of want to let the boss pace himself out, which is fine for this round. Next round, I don't have a way around it. Push to the target. So we're going to push the target away to the wall over there. Flee 3 if he didn't move. He didn't move, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, which is legal. He's distancing himself from the target, not necessarily from me. Unprovoked, special passive. This hero is unprovoked. If this hero is unprovoked and hits a hero, another villain takes the next turn, even if fatigued. Oh, that's a mistake. Well, we're going to have another villain hit us now, apparently. Whoops. On the plus side, he's targeting the hero with the lowest HP, so it's going to target him over here. And that's not at all what I was hoping would happen. I don't see a way around that. We're going to go ahead and have him hit me. Okay. So you're going to hit me, even if fatigued. Wow. That was a mistake. I did not read that properly. We're going to go ahead and attack me. We're attacking blue over here, and we are rolling a 8. 8 is unfortunately enough, I believe. My defense is 6, so you're going to deal 19 damage to him, which is going to basically kill him. But that's where we're going to use our +5 token. We're going to give this back, and we're going to spawn again with 5 health. That healing feels like a waste right about now. That is not how I anticipated that. Toughened. Not enough. 17. After all. Yeah. I don't see a way around that. Okay, it is what it is. That was really, really brutal. I did not tactically plan for that well. And now we move into the next round. I already reduced time, so we're fine on that end. We just need to make sure time doesn't get to 10 because then we'll spawn a Reaper. We can work with that. I just need to be careful about the enemies because they are currently not doing the bestest for us. Okay. So, we need to go ahead and slowly close the gap on the villain. But we have to attack him. He's going to be provoked. I just don't see a way around it. I think we're just gonna like smash through time barriers right now. Like I don't know. Okay, let's do this. So first things first, I believe Askaran could do some things. We're gonna clear all these tokens off. Askaran can probably hit this guy hard. He's targeting the hero with the lowest HP, which is clearly going to be him. So Askaran has to kind of try to figure out if there's anything you can do. May do in the target's turn. Take 10 damage before striking. The target's attack deals -16 damage on a hit and no residual damage on a miss. I think we're going to do this for the last turn. Rather than dying when we were at 14, and he's doing a 19 damage strike, we're going to take that token back. We're going to use Holy Light over here for last turn. Okay, so we're going to cast Holy Light, which is going to be a defense of 6. We got a 17, so we take 10 damage. So we drop from 47 down to 37. I forgot I had this. And then the target's attack deals -16 damage, so he's going to deal only 3 damage. So it's going to deal down to 11. We're actually toughened, so it does nothing. It does nothing. We are toughened currently. And then we're going to deal an ally within range regains 16 HP. We're going to pop you up to 30. Okay? So we're going to change the dynamic a bit of things that are currently happening. This will go away, and that's done. Now on this turn, we're going to go ahead and try to actually do things. We could go ahead and move 2, which would be bad. Can we do anything else to move you? Allies moving are not the easiest. Move to an ally and an enemy. So I could go ahead and have this guy spend 2 cubes to activate this. No, not yet. Not yet. I don't think that's the right move yet. I think we're going to spend you. You're going to try to figure out what to do. Move to an enemy and you move 2. So we're going to spend this. And we'll do that. Nope. Still not great. That's an enemy's turn. So I need to try to figure out the sequence of how to do this. I need more cubes to kill baddies. The problem is at this point, the baddies aren't really... We've used them all. We've used all our perks over here. Alright, we're going to just try to hit this guy. We're going to use our ranged guy over here to hit this guy in the face. That's what we're going to do. Okay? So we're going to find what we have over here. We're going to go ahead, and we're not going to be able to do anything powerful or magical. We have a single spell. We're going to use Arcane Shot, which should work, I guess. So Arcane Shot is going to do the following. It's going to do 12 damage. We're going to roll against a defense of 6. He's no longer activated. We can take that off, but defense of 6 means he need a 6. Jeez. So close. It's uncomfortably close. We're going to roll a 6 over here, and we're going to go ahead and hit him for 12 damage. That's going to bring him from 31 down to 19 at first. We're going to push to the target, which is going to put him over there. And then we also, what else do we have over here we can use? Nothing for right now. We do have a counter spell, which will be useful to negate the target's attack. You also have to remember we have that. We also have Blessed. We could have used Blessed as well, which I don't think matters. I mean, unless we get a 20, we do not get a 20. Okay, so we are good on that, but we need to resolve the fact that he's going to activate. He's going to take 8 damage, so I want to try to get 11 damage against him. So can I get 11 damage against him from various effects? I don't know if I can. Oh yes, I do want to do this. So we're going to use him. He's going to give him, after roll, pay 2 HP. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and deal plus 3 damage. So we're going to deal there, and you're going to lose 2 HP, going down to there. So you added that. That's going to unflip all these tokens over here. Uncharge your tokens, and ally gains 2. So which ally would be useful to gain 2? I'm not confident right now. Possibly this one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give 2 to him. Okay. He counts as 1, so that's fine. Okay. Then, that is that as far as that goes. We still need to resolve extra damage. He's currently at 16. No, so we're not going to do him with 2. We're going to have him do 2. Okay. Then, you can pay 1. And you can pay 4 HP. We're going to flip that. Pay 4 HP, 37 down to 33. Make a basic ranged attack against him. We got a 20. 20 means it's going to be 8 plus 5 is 13 damage. 13 damage is going to bring him down to 3. But on his turn, he's going to then try to go ahead and kill the lowest health enemy, which means he's going to try to go ahead and kill him. And as soon as he walks away, he's going to die from that damage. So he's going to immediately die, which is good. That's one less enemy to deal with. He's gone. And everyone gets a cube. You get a cube, you get a cube, you get a cube, and you get a cube. And then lastly, we have the boss. We've done one person's turn, which is our ranged shooter. His turn is done. He did not move. The enemy did not have a chance to move before he died. And now we're trying to manage the other person's turn. But on the ally's turn, we're going to spend this to move to an enemy, and you move 2. So we're going to spend 1, 2, and you're going to move 2 as well. So we're kind of closing that gap over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough to do it. That's enough to do it. Good. Okay, cool. So then, on his turn, also on ally's turn, we're going to take his turn over here. Okay, so his turn's going to go, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have him move. So we're going to flip this, run to an enemy, deal 7 damage, and move it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll move it to 2 over here, just because we still want it actually within range of as many people as possible. But we're going to go ahead and do that. Then we're going to go ahead and strike with you and then deal 7 damage. So we need to deal 7 damage to the boss, bringing the boss down from 100 to 93. This battle is basically over. Okay. We still haven't done any moving to yet. No, we're still fine. We're still fine. We're still using effects right now. We're still using as many effects as possible to make this work. In the meantime, we're going to have our tank activate. That's our tank's turn right now. So Dragori is going to try to do whatever the most damage thing he can do. This guy is going to want to attack the enemy that is the furthest away within range, but he does ranged attacks. So that's fine. Ranged attacks means he can just shoot, and that's not a problem at all. Okay. So Dragori's going to have second wind over here. Dispel 1 or an ally moves 1, so I don't think there's much to do over here. We're just going to go ahead and roll for it. We're going to roll against a defense of 8. That's not the best over there. A 1. A critical miss. We're going to deal 8 damage, and that is what it is. We will gain a token back. That is the nice part. That's going to be very helpful. We're going to do 8 damage against it, 23 down to 11. No, to 23 to 15. 15, we're good on that side. And then the last thing we have is we have had Inspire Strength. We also have Toughen 3. That won't help right now. You take 4 damage, move 4. Oh, we have that ability. I need to remember that. I need to remember my effects that we have. I've not been looking at my special abilities at all yet right now. Okay, that's going to be that right now. Dragori's turn is going to be next turn. And I need to look at what ultimates I have left for my characters. I really should use Dragons. Dear Lord, okay. And then Orb gains 4 HP. Okay. You can't use on your first hit of your turn. That's not bad. It's a good time for Dragon Spirit. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do Dragon Spirit right now. So that was Dragori's turn. Dragori's done. Oh wait, no, the Dragori's not done because I need to resolve the enemy's attack. He's going to go ahead and attack him. He's the furthest enemy within reach. So he's going to shoot. And he's going to, well, hopefully miss, but we'll find out. He has Blessed, I believe. +3 to attack roll and Blessed, so he gets a 3, which misses. And he gets an 18, which hits that Blessed, unfortunately. Darn it. So he's going to hit him, and it's going to do push to the target. 1, 2. Dear Lord. Okay. Flee if you didn't move. If this didn't move this turn. Did he move? He did. So you can go 1, 2, 3, I guess. 1, 2, 3. Let's push him down over there. That's unfortunate. He's over here. 1, 2, 3. Darn it. Okay. That's a little annoying. Okay. And then, that is it. Last turn I realized he shouldn't have fleed because he did move. He shouldn't have fleed last time. Okay. And that is basically, is unprovoked, reduce time by 2. So we are reducing time by 2 because it was a provoked turn. So that he's done. The plus side is he's activating, so he's not going to activate again. That's the plus side. The downside, well, everything else is the downside. Okay, we're going to go ahead and have Dragon Spirit activate. He's going to go ahead and move. He's over here, 1, 2, 3. He doesn't even need to move, honestly. But should he move? Okay. I think analyze within one of the target. First hit, it's not going to help us right now. We're going to do Dragon Spirit over here. Dragon Spirit's going to replace our effect over here. We're going to roll for it. We're trying to do 25 damage. We have a defensive 8. We have an 11. That's good enough. So 25 damage against the boss brings him from 15 down to 0, down to 60. So he's at 60 health left, which is something I can work with. Okay. You can't use your passive power. On your first hit of your turn, a combatant within 8 squares of you takes 4 damage or regains 4 HP. We're going to have him take 4 damage. So that's going to be our new effect that's going to replace our passive power for him. In the meantime, we're also going to go ahead and use our weapon, because why in the world not at this point? So we're going to drop you from 56 to 51, and suddenly things are looking like we actually have a chance. I mean, I think we had a chance either way, but at this point, the main issue is the time is just going to tick down, so that is what it is. But you, sir, can you do anything at all that's useful? Well, you currently have 1 effect left, which is not going to help right now, so you're going to have to do nothing useful, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and step 1. There we go. We step 1. Okay? And that means we're going to go ahead and reduce that. And then that is going to be our turn. And that is all our characters activating. The boss already activated. It's fine. And we're going to spawn a Reaper within one of the person with the most HP, which I think, ironically, is our Tactician. I don't know why I said ironically. That just happens to be. It's not an ironic thing. Although, can we do anything else with him? Pull 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not enough. It's not enough. Nope. After him? No. No, I don't think I'm going to do it. Okay. We have to go ahead and place a Reaper. 15R. We're going to go ahead and place a Reaper within 1. Okay. Basic Reaper spawns. He's got 35 health, unfortunately. So we're going to place that down over here. Going to grab this guy and put a 35 Reaper within 1 of the person who is the most health, which is my Tactician. Okay, and that is the round. So, we're going to go ahead and move to the next turn. Starting off the next turn, we clear all our things. We have to go ahead and take these bad guys out. First things first is, if it's a provoked attack, if it's an unprovoked attack, it hits a hero. That's the problem. I should have stopped the first turn. There's so many things I could have done differently. I'm realizing now I could have stopped certain things from happening in a lot of ways. Should have, but it's too late now. We're going to go ahead and have this guy step 1, okay, and then shoot that guy, because I think that will work out well for me. We'll find out. 1, 2, yeah, it's going to have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Interesting. That is something we can manage. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this guy over here. He's going to go ahead and up all the stuff, which means he's going to refresh a thingy over here, and then we're going to try to find the most damaging thing we can do, which Shockwave I've already used. I can't refresh that. But I could go ahead and use all combatants, ignore all harmful conditions. I guess I'll do that one. Or Distracting Shot's not bad. I'll do Distracting Shot. We'll do Distracting Shot against him. We're going to go ahead and roll. We need to hit at least an 8. And we got a 13. We're going to do 11 damage plus another 5. It's going to be 16 damage against him. 16 damage against him from 51. That's going to bring him down to 35. 35, his buddy's there. But this is going to deal... No, nothing. 35. 35, and he's distracted. So we can go ahead and put that card onto the tableau over there. Also, we can move the target because of our ability. First hit, target's more 4 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to move it 1 over there. There we go. And the reason for that is because then, when he reacts on his turn, I think we're done as far as that goes, he's going to go ahead and react. He's going to step 1 in order to be able to hit the range of him and attack him again. He has Distracting Shot, which means he's currently rolling against a defensive 7, but now it's going to be plus 3 because distracted, which means he has to roll at least a 10, so that's 50-50. We got a 6, beautiful. That's going to be residual damage, is going to be a what is his residual? 8 damage. So we're going to deal 8 damage against him from 33 down to 25 over here. And that is fine. We could also use our shield. That's why not. Let's use our shield and bump ourselves up by 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, so we're doing great over there. That's his turn, and that was fairly anticlimactic. He's now activated. We can go ahead and put that down over there. The distracted was useful. Doesn't matter. No, I think it would have missed. No, the distracted was the difference. Was the difference of it? No, he rolled a 6. I think. I can't remember what he rolled. He missed. Either way. So that is that as far as that goes, which means now it is time to go ahead and continue to hit him as hard as you possibly can, because that seems reasonable. So, Dragori is going to be our first person who does that. Dragori is going to step 1 to close the distance. And we're going to go ahead and refresh all our things. But I think we're going to do Inspire Strength. So we're going to go ahead and take 4R damage. So we're going to lower ourselves by 4. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to do Move for a target. Then it makes a special attack. So we're going to go ahead and give a special attack to another target that can never be, it will not be lost. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and find a special attack. Let's see what we have as far as him. We have Counterspell, which is not the best. I think we had some stuff in you. We have 10,000 Blades. You can strike each target twice at any time. This would have been much. Honestly, I really should have looked at some of my spells. That would have been much better early in the game. And this, I don't have any great spells. Honestly, I should have used it on Dragon Spirit last turn, but I think 10,000 Swords it is because not much else to do. So we're going to go ahead and have 10,000 Swords. We're going to have attack this person, then attack this person, and just basically just strike each target twice. 7 damage per hit. So let's see what we do. First target is going to be that one. Defensive 5. That's a hit. And a hit. So it's going to be 14 damage to him. So 35 down to 21. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same with him, just dancing our way over here. And it's going to be 13 and 13. That's unstatistically likely, but that's also going to bring you down to over here. That's basically it. Then the last missed target takes 15 residual damage, but that's not relevant because we did not actually lose this. And that is it. An ally is within one of the target the first hit of your turn. It's not your turn, but so it's not going to be that. So we are done as far as that goes. I believe that means he'll activate because he's now going to be able to activate. So we probably should end ourselves over here so he only moves 1. That way he'll go ahead and he'll move 1 to attack you, which is fine. I can take that. And he's going to go ahead and roll against a defense of 7. So defense of 7 means he gets, of course he does. So he does 22 damage to me, which is lovely. I'll take it. I'll actually use shielded 5, so it'll be 17 damage. So 47 down to 30. Again, this is endgame. I can afford that damage, and at least he's activated, so that's all done. Still annoying, still irritating, but at least I can do that. Then we'll repeat that exact same thing, this time doing it as part of my turn. So we're going to do the exact same spell, because why not? Seems like a good time to use it. So we're going to attack both of them for, again, 2 hits. And we're going to see, we're going to do this one first. So that's 7. That's enough to... Oh, that's just enough to miss. Just enough to miss. So we're going to miss. And let's do that one again. A 1, miss. So we're going to hit him again. That's a 6, which is enough to hit. And a 1, which is enough to miss. Wow. Wow. Miss. What does it say? The last missed target takes 15 miss all. Only missed all. So ironically, wow. So we did 7 damage. If we had missed all, we would have done 15. You win some, you lose some. So that guy's going to drop from 21 down to 14. Could have had a better turn. Could have had a better turn. So we've done 2 turns so far, which means we still have our bruiser and this guy over here. And so our shooter, no, we used our shooter. We used our shooter already. Okay, so we're down to this our bruiser who can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at a cost of moving time by 2. But honestly, I think we have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to move time by 2 over here. We've already activated the other guy, so he's not technically a threat in that sense. But how much can we move actually? We can only move 5 anyway, so let's go ahead and see what we can do. So we have our Righteous Retribution over here. We're going to go ahead and move time by 2 because we moved 5. We're going to attack this guy, which means we're going to be rolling against a defensive 5, and we got a 5. Still cutting it close, but at least 13 damage against him. 13 damage, you gotta be kidding me. 13 damage brings him down to 1, unfortunately. Choose an ally. Whenever it gains a cube, it deals 4 damage to its closest enemy and 6 of you. So we'll go ahead and pop it onto whoever. That's all good. Over there. There we go. Okay, that is our turn. We've all activated, which means time moves down by 1. If we move too much more now, we'll spawn another Reaper and have to deal with that, but I still think we're in control. Just endgame stuff at this point. Everyone is done. Distracting Shot is still applies right now, which means I guess the shooter should not go first. Let's have the Bruiser go first. Whenever it gains a cube. No, I guess we'll have the tactician go first, I guess. Target is vulnerable. No, the shooter can go because the shooter can hit everyone in the range. So we're going to take distracting shot off. That's because the shooter is going to go ahead and use our arcane blast. All combatants in a 3x3 area. So we're going to go ahead and have all combatants in a 3x3 area. All enemies, okay? No, it's all combatants. Does arcane blast hit everyone? Yikes. Okay. Well, we'll do magic missile instead. It works out better for us anyway. Alright, magic missile. Magic missile over here is going to target him. So we're rolling against a 10 over there. Defense of 8, I mean, not 10. We got a 20. Beautiful. It's going to be 15 damage. 21 down to 6 over here. We're also going to deal 3 damage against him, so he's going to die. Which means we're going to go ahead and get a cube. Watch this, it's actually pretty cool. So now we're going to get a cube, and because we got a cube, Right's Distribution will apply, which will deal 4 damage to him. So we're going to go ahead and pop him down another 4 down to 2, and that means at that point we can go ahead and activate his turn, and as soon as it's his turn, we activate this and pop him again for 3, and he dies. That was a lot. That was a lot. But let's go ahead and read some stuff. Okay, as soon as you win the quest, go to 18.4. Dilskar, wounded, stumbles towards a closed window. There's an intense blizzard outside. With a loud crash, he falls through the glass and vanishes into the dark, snowy abyss. You can hear the enemy's troops storming the fort. With no time to lose, you grab all papers that look important and flee. You found Dilsgar and successfully carried out an assassination attempt against him. His documents show involvement with the construction of an important structure in the north. You'll also find an indecipherable scroll with the words Vradak and Zaramarg, riddled with Kemet words and necromantic symbols. You're one step closer to learning and identifying the corrupt sectors of the Iron Hand. Mark Iron Hand exposed as a fact. Okay, so the Iron Hand have been exposed. Okay. You feel that you could have learned more about their involvement with the underworld of Yama and their eastern lands. We also should mark the quest 18 because that's how this usually works. Silent Assassin. War Refugee Bulletin. Dilsgar assassinated in Yama. Body still not recovered. The Empire's most wanted man, at least until Gulag appeared on our shores, has been assassinated in distant eastern lands. According to reports, he was under the hospitality of Ironhead officers still loyal to their former captain. He fell from a high window into an abyss, and his body is yet to be found. The assassination is the latest of a series of actions that the Iron has taken to cleanse from inside, ever since Sidur was appointed to Captain Dilsgar's stead. Without your help, the merciful people who resisted the advance of the Kemet on Seashore's province suffer a setback. It's now too late to help. Remove card I from the game. No! Remove card I from the game and mark strong presence in the Kemet Seas. Okay, that's not good. I don't like that at all, but we knew that was a possibility. Strong presence in the Kemet Seas. Okay. Not a fan of that. The historic secrets of the Kemet run a little too deep for your liking. It seems that Dilsgar is involved in some scheme with the Kemet that involves the construction of a magic monument. You may need to head to another remote place in Tanares soon. Gain adventure cards L and N. Adventure cards L and N. Let's go ahead and find those over here. Those are going to be a step up this way. Okay. We have L and N that we can take over here. We got rid of these cards over here. So K and I are gone. Although we need to grab the quest card for K. I believe for K. Is it for 18? It's for 18. The quest card for 18, Silent Assassin. We have this over here, which means we're going to mark some stats in a second. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and take this, which means we mark the following stats on our sheet over here. We do plus Secrets of the Empire, plus 1 Iron Hand efficiency. You know what? Let's save this for the after round cleanup. Let's go ahead and get everything cleaned up over here. And I'll see you in a second for the city phase. We're set up for the city phase, and we're ready to go ahead and dive into the epic conclusion or all those things. So, as usual, I like to go through the full table of contents over here because otherwise I tend to miss some things. So, we finished the mission, we won, draw 3 loot cards, and mark the quest done. So we already marked the quest as done, so we're going to go ahead and draw 3 loot cards. I'm just going to go ahead and pick 1, and 2, and 3. I pick them from different areas because shuffling is not always done as well as I would like. If you've done the extra challenge, draw another 2 loot cards. We have. Draw a loot card for each first aid not spent. So that means we're going to draw 2 extra loot cards and then another loot card on top of that. Another 2 loot cards on top of that because we did not spend any of our first aids. That's going to bring us to 7 loot cards gotten. Draw as many loot cards as your current Kemet hunt level, which is 1. Then if you earn 7 loot cards, collect 2 chests and open more, you may increase your level by 1, which we did. So we can go ahead and increase our level by 1. If you spend 2 first aid tokens, so we can ignore that. Okay, still in the calendar, write down the letter of the adventure you just played, remove its card from the game. We played I think. Darn it. Darn it. We played either I or J. We played K. We did not play I or J. We played K. Okay? In the log, take note of the mastery points, mark the star qualified, there we are. Okay, so we're done as far as that, which means we just need to go to our papers, which are over here, and mark in a few things. So we did mission K, so we're going to mark that down in mission over here. Let's go ahead and just show you so you can see everything. Mission K, we're going to increase our Kemet Hunt level, so going from 1 to 2 over here. We're going to mark the city phase as done because we're about to do it. And then we're going to go ahead and mark the Secrets of the Empire and the Iron Hand Efficiency, which are over here. So, Secrets of the Empire are as follows. Iron Hand Efficiency, here we go. Secrets of the Empire and Iron Hand Efficiency, which means we're going to get point number 5 on this chart and point number 6. When we get to point number 9, we'll be able to go ahead and earn something. But point 5 over here, so we need to pull up the City Phase book and look at point number 9. City Phase book is under here, point number 5. Point number 5 in Warriors, which is likely going to give us something, fairly okay. Warriors. Despite being a hero such as yourself, it may not be easy to earn Sedua's help, or the Iron Hands. There are more problems in the region than troops available to handle them. Forced to use an institution built on foundations with which she disagrees, Sedura is caught between a rock and a hard place, and her internal conflicts are starting to show. Despite all this tension and stress on the rise, and a war that the Kemets seem likely to win, the proud warrior refuses to show signs of weakness, but it may well be that she needs you more than you need her. Your achievements and discoveries in this war category make heroes want to join your resistance. Add any one tank or bruiser to your character deck. That is a slight problem, because timing-wise, we should be adding the tank or the bruiser now. The tricky part is that, well, you're going to get another cut right now. And we've chosen Rurik the Warrior, which we needed right now, because we need to go ahead and shuffle that card into our deck. We'll figure out where these goes soon. But we're going to go ahead and shuffle this card into our deck because it's going to affect how we play out the character phase. Having that extra character is a big deal. I do want him available as a possibility, so we're going to go ahead and deal with that. Now, with that, we can go ahead and move to the city phase. As usual, city phase is going to go through a few steps. We're going to draw ourselves 4 hands of cards, and then, again, as usual, I kind of create a few stacks here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then shuffle up. 1, 2, 3, 4, shuffle up. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again one last time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope we got as many fun little characters as we possibly can. Let's see what we got over here. We have a character, so we got 1 hand of cards over here. Let's go ahead and put them on. I wonder how you can see everything. Let's see, we can put a few up here, like so, because this can kind of show you what we need over there. Do you have all on camera? You don't even have half of them on camera. Let's go ahead and move them down a bit. That goes down there. That's fine. That goes down there, and that goes down there. You can now see that hand of cards. This hand has 2 heroes, which is nice. 2 heroes in this hand. I'm going to go ahead and put this in play. I'm going to put another hand over here because we don't need to see this. We got another hero. Beautiful. Loving the hero representing over here. Got there. And then lastly, we have this hand over here, which we got another hero. So just a good old batch of heroes this time. We'll move the character deck out of the way because I don't think that's as necessary. So we have everything on camera for you. Then we're going to go ahead and populate our week 2 characters that we can go ahead and buy. The various week 2 characters, we're going to go ahead and put them down. I'm going to put down NPC 1, NPC 2, NPC 3, NPC 4. And if you're like, Alex, why didn't you overhand shuffle that time between every single draw? It's because those I don't use. They're already randomized and good to go. And with that, we go ahead and start assigning our characters to the various areas we need. This is always the puzzle of trying to get ourselves as much things as possible. I always like getting NPCs because it improves our stats, so that's helpful there. But they also cost money to get, so let's see what we can do. If we need 4 and 2 on any of these, then we probably need our hero. So we have a 4, nope, that won't work. We have a 5 handshake one, we don't. Do we have a 4 and 2? We don't. These are not the easiest combination of things. We need books, or eyesight, or any number of different things. We have 4 eyesight, and 1 hammer. We got 5 handshakes. None of them need handshakes. This is going to be tricky to actually try to get what we need out of these characters. So let's see what we can do. Draw a card, another player discards a card, then draws a card. That seems really useful. Draw a card, another player draws a card, discards a card, then draws a card. So that can let us potentially get ourselves a better thing. So, but the problem is we need to figure out the order. +3 of any one ability. Oh, this is a 4 military. 4 military goes with the 2 books, but we don't have a 2 books over here. That's not going to help us. 4 handshakes don't help us again. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. These just don't. They don't help us get those characters we need because they're a drop off. 1 challenge requires -2 on all its abilities. What's a challenge? That's tricky. Is a challenge any one of the thingies? I'm not sure if a challenge means anything, so We'll find out. Conquer 3 NPCs. They're expeditions. I don't know if they're challenges. The conquer NPCs. Change a place card's produced ability to another. It gains +1. So again, it helps us-ish, but it doesn't really help us as much because you have to give up that full card to get it. I'm going to start with the Rang of the Spinning Axes. Draw a card. Another player discards a card, then draws a card. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to draw a card to replace this. We got that, which is beautiful. That actually will help us get none of these. Again, none of these. No, we can get this one. We can get the Tribling the Half Leader with that. So we'll try for that. And in the meantime, you also are going to go ahead and have another player discard a card, then draw a card. This over here is an initial character. So we'll go ahead and have you discard, and then we'll draw a card. Oh, this was a nice change of pace. This will help us get that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use you. You're going to be used to be able to go ahead and put down 2 cubes. I'm going to do that because we have the requisite amounts of eyesight and thingies to go on here. So we're going to go ahead and get you. Okay, that's going to help us get you. We should be fine there. That's totally fine. Then over here, we're going to start getting rid of these discards over here as we use them. Over here, we still have 3 more things. We have 4 and 5. That could be useful-ish. We have 5 handshakes, and 4 is enough to mostly get this, which should be good. We do need loot cards in general. So if we do 5 and 4, but the thing we're missing out on is we're missing out on the one of that, which we could generate with, we could generate with somebody else giving us that +1 effect. We're just missing a single +1 there. +1 challenge requires -2 on all its abilities. Again, I'm not sure what the challenge means. That's the only tricky part. The challenge might be something else, so we're going to ignore that for right now. Put 1 on 2 different structures. That's very useful. These over here, +2 of any one ability. If this conquers an NPC, put 1 on a structure. Ooh, that's useful. +2 of any one ability. That could be helpful to get this. Oh, this one we can already get. We can already get this with her. Okay, so we're going to be getting 3 NPCs this turn. That's okay. So in the meantime, we still have to figure out how to sign this up. I just need something else that gives us... This gives us +3 of any one ability, which is useful-ish. But I guess it's enough. So let's go ahead and use that as a lightning bolt, which means we're using it out of phase to get +3 of any one ability. And we're using it combined with her, which again feels a little bad that we're going for that full amount. But we're going to go ahead and use that and put down a cube over here. Okay, draw 1 loot card per token. Oh, that gives us 2 loot cards. That gives us 2 tokens. Okay, because of that. And then we have over here, if we have 6 military might and 1 book, that would be enough. It's not enough, unfortunately. We have 6 military might. Swap this card with another one in any player's hand once per turn. Interesting. Interesting. That is useful too in its own right. If we had light military might and eyes, so here we go. If we swap this, okay, with this, so we swap this around, which gives us the flexibility, and then we combine these 2 and this, then we get to go ahead and put another 2 cubes on those. Okay? That means if we try to get 2 more cubes, we should be good to go. We're trying to get loot cards right now as much as we possibly can. Those are all done. Next player's hand. Next player's hand, we're going to go ahead and operate with you, because why not? We're going to go ahead and put you... you know what? These are a little bit more... The instantaneous part of these might make them a little better to hold on to for later. So you, sir, I believe, can go over here. Nope, not quite. Over here. You can go over here. So you're going to go ahead and put down a cube over here, just based off of you alone. Our 4 military might and our 4 books will go on you. You can't really use the extra. Each challenge is on its own challenge. Are they considered challenges? Put 4 random NPCs, your cards produce abilities, place them, use them to pay challenge costs. I guess these are all considered challenges. So whatever that card was that lowered the cost of challenges, I guess it was fine. Okay, well, it's too late now. In the meantime, we're still continuing to use the rest of this hand. That's going to be 5 and 4. And we can go ahead and benefit from more somehow. +2 of any one ability. This conquers an NPC. Put a thing on a structure. So can we conquer an NPC with this? We have 4 books. And we have 4 handshakes. We don't even need that. We can go ahead and just conquer the next NPC. Just straight up. We're going to use this to straight up conquer the next NPC. So this is still on this hand over here. This guy over here can be used to conquer him. So we have 1, 2, and then 1, 2. We are good to go across that. So we're going to go ahead and put down a cube on this person. Okay. +2 of any one ability if this is used to conquer an NPC. Is it necessary, is the question at this point. Because I don't know if it is. eyeballs and that. Oh, that's useful. That's useful, okay. So can we conquer an NPC with that? We need +4. We need eyeballs and military might. So that could be used with this. So that will be useful. So we're going to go ahead and do that over here. Okay, so I think we're good, which means we just need to factor in her. She has 5 handshakes. Handshake is not a required thing over here as much, unfortunately, and 4 sight. So she's really looking down over here, it looks like, more. So handshakes and sight is down here, so we're going to use her to put down 2 cubes on this building over here. Okay, there we go. Now we're done. Then over here, we're going to use her. We're going to use this character over here, which has 4 military might and 2 eyeballs, which is nearly enough to get that. But if we combine it with this, then we're going to go ahead and use that, +2 any one ability, which means we're going to go ahead and put down a cube here. And we can also put a cube down on a structure. We're going to hold it till later to see where we want to place it. But those 2 are gone. We're using the rest of this hand over here. The rest of this hand means we've gotten all 4 characters, so kudos to us in that sense. But we need military might. We have books and military might. We may not get more cubes here. That's fine though, because we're already getting, like, 3, 4, 5 loot cards. We're already getting 5 loot cards out of this, plus the loot cards we already got. So we're already getting a good sense of things over here, which means it might be time to focus more on the structures. So over here, swap this card with another card in the player's hand. That's always possible if we want to do that, but I don't think it benefits us to do so right now. So no need to do that. This is +2. Change of played cards, produce ability to another. It gains +1, but again, doesn't really help us as much. So I think we're going to go ahead. And do we have books? So we're going to use this one to put down 2 cubes over here. Okay. I'm going to put down 2 cubes over here. And then we're going to use these over here. Removing 4 cards from our deck is always a good thing as we continuously level up and keep our card on top of things. So we're going to use that for that. And then we're going to go ahead and use the books for, I guess, over here. Why not? We need to level things up at some point, so we may as well try to do so. This one over here is that plus that plus that to upgrade the structure. We need to upgrade our healers, like, big time. So we're going to try to get more over there. Which brings us lastly to these over here. And these over here, she's going to be good for 3 cubes on this alone. So that's going to be excellent. So 3 cubes from her alone on that one card. Okay. So the eyesight and then that is going to pay off over there. And then over here, we have putting down one of these on something, which again, we want another one over here because I'd love to be able to upgrade this twice if possible. So that will be that. And then with the eyesight one as well, which we could put on here if we want. I don't know if we're going to be able to upgrade the cubes as much over here. But we can see what else benefits. Draw 2 heroes and add 1 to your deck. That's possible as well. I think we'll go ahead and toss one down over here. We'll see how that plays out. And that means lastly we have this 1 cube over here. We can go ahead and put it somewhere. I don't have a Furmancer, but I think I'm inclined to put it over here. No, over here. We're going to toss it over here. Okay. And with that, we can go ahead and see how we want to play this out. So, first of all, we're going to go ahead and gather some loot cards. So, up here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. For every 3, we draw an extra. So, 5. And then if you get 3 NPCs, draw another one. So, 6. So, we have 6 loot cards coming our way. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 loot cards. Okay? We're going to combine those with all the loot cards we have because we have a lot of loot cards as it is. I'm going to put these cards out of the way. And we are done with those cubes. So, we're good to go on those. We're going to take all these NPCs and put them into our decks. We got all the NPCs this week, which means we're building a good deck out, which is great. This is a very long deck building game, apparently. We're going to place those out. We're going to get rid of all these cubes over here. And we're going to put these back into our deck and our deck over here. And we're all done with those, which means now it's time to operate on these. So first things first, I want to go ahead and I want to upgrade that. So we're going to return this cube over here. We need 3 wood, 1, 2, and 2 gold. So gold, wood, and gold. We are now upgrading our natural lab to level 2, and then we're going to do it again if we can. So 1 more gold, 1 more wood, 1 more wood, 1 more gold. We just need a wood right now. Boom. So we went ahead and upgraded that 2 levels. Cost a whole lot of loot cards, but that's going to bump us up a jack ton full of, just extra benefits there. Let's go ahead and see what we got. So we're going to natural lab level 3, natural lab level 3, and then 4. Okay, we're going straight to 4 over here. That's going to be there and play. And then we skip 3. That's excellent there. We have to draw the second cube to do that. We're going to do the same thing to upgrade the weapon shop over here as well. Honestly, everything else needs to be upgraded. The only thing we really ever upgraded strongly was the Iron Hand Outpost. The rest is lacking severely. To that end, we're going to go ahead and try to go ahead and let's see. This one over here, we're going to upgrade Yeah, upgrade one of those. That's going to be 2 iron and 3 rubies. 1, 2, 3. So we got that taken care of. Okay. That's going to go back to our loot deck as well. And then we upgrade this to tavern level 2. Although the problem with that is we're starting to run out. We need more resources. Tavern level 2 over here. And then we're also going to try to do the same with this one over here, which means 3 gold. 1, 2, 3. Do we have a third gold? We do, and we have 2 rubies as well. Okay, so the upside of this is we're able to upgrade all the weapon shop as well. So weapon shop as well is upgraded nicely. Do we have a game plan for this? We do. We want to remove character cards from our deck. Okay, and we're going to upgrade our weapon shop to level 2. That's going to be a nice upgrade there. So we got all of that upgraded. We did not upgrade the Iron Hand Outpost this time, but we are going to try to spend 2 cubes to remove 4 characters from our deck. So we're going to go over here. We're going to take every initial card we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's going to be first 4 initial cards are gone. We're going to do it again, removing 4 more character cards from our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, there's actually enough to do. Wow, we still have initial cards. I didn't realize we still have initials. Wow, okay. So making good progress in that in terms of culling that deck. Probably should have put another one down over there if we could have, because we probably could have. In hindsight, that last one that I put on the, that last one I could put wild where I put on the weapon shop, I think I'm going to move it over there. Because I think I can get rid of all the initials, which would be very satisfying. We have 2 more initials, because we're going to go ahead and get rid of these 2 as well. Initial, and we have to even get rid of 2 week 1 cards. So now we're going to even get rid of week 1 cards. We'll get rid of this one, and then week 1, +2 of any ability. 1 challenge requires -2 in all its attributes. That's pretty cool. Draw a card. No, I like that one. Draw a card is, that's an ore, but I like the card. Remove from the game 2 cards in the discard pile. They leave your character deck. No, that's interesting. That is interesting. What? I don't think I've ever drawn that one. +2 of any one ability. If this conquers an NPC, put 2 on the workshop. We have week 2 cards. Wow, we didn't even have another one that I want to get rid of. Swap this card with another one in any player's hand once per turn. It is very cool. +2 to an NPC. If this conquers an NPC, put 1 on a structure. That is, again, useful. I'm getting to the point where I don't need to weed much. 1 challenge requires -2 on all its attributes is good. +4, 3 of one ability is good. Draw a card, another player discards a card, then draws a card. That's kind of a replacement one with a degree of control over what you did or didn't get. So I might even just get rid of that one. But honestly, it replaces itself, so it's not necessary to do so. These are all good. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one over here. We're going to get rid of her. Okay. I actually use her for quests too. So we got rid of all these. These are all going to go back into our NPC deck off to the side. We are making some cutthroat changes. And then lastly, we have these over here. And we have these left for our various goods. Wow. So not a ton of loot left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have these over here. These, and then these. So we have a few options left. We can open weapons, which seems like it's the right way to go. Although these are, if we open our weapons over here, change 1, change 4 loot cards, we can go ahead and open up 2 of these. Let's see what we got as far as these go. We have weapon level 2. So let's go ahead and pay 1 over here. We're going to open 2 weapon level 2s. So we got to find the weapon level 2s. That's the wrong deck of level 2s over here. These are armor level 1s. So we're going to try to find a weapon level 2 over here. Although we can actually go ahead and spend the last one. We can upgrade the tavern again, but let's open the weapon level 2s first. So looking for some bows. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through these over here. And we're going to shuffle these up and draw some bows that we want to open. We're going to open 2 of them. We open 1, and we open another. Okay, and that's good news and bad news because we can't necessarily afford what we want here. We could afford the Moonstaff. +2 to the roll, heal, and 11 an ally. That's a big deal. I like that. Let's grab that Moonstaff. So we're going to go ahead. We're not going to be able to do what we want 100%. We're going to go ahead and pay these 3. And we're going to go ahead and take this, and that will be ours. I don't think we'll be able to do much more because we only have these cubes over here. We can open up 2 of like level 1's abilities, but we're going to be getting, we have a whole lot of loot right about now. We got a lot of stuff. We did get this cool weapon though, so that's going to be fun. We can add it to our weapon supply and figure out where we want to put it next time. And let's go ahead and rinse and repeat, this time with level 2 abilities. This will go back. We can't afford it, unfortunately. That's the tricky part of doing the weapons out of order in that sense, because they pay for all the upgrades. But we're going to go ahead and open some level 1 weapons. We're going to open 2 level 1 armors. So we're going to open this one, and open that one. And we're going to open some axes from level 1, open that one, and open that one. And these are the last cubes we're paying for. Okay, we're going to open, and we can't afford, and can't afford, can't afford. So unfortunately, none of those can we afford. They all require money. It is what it is. There's always that risk of that happening. Okay, and we'll put these back over here. And that's a little inefficient in terms of the way we did that, but I think it's still fine. We got a decent amount out of it. And that is basically the phase. That's everything. We're now walking into the next phase with a whole bunch of iron and some gems left. We didn't draw more heroes to play with, which is okay. That would have been fun to get more heroes. I do like adding more. Drawing 3 heroes and adding 1 to your character deck is fun. Exchanging one item for any other one, same level. That's useful in the weapon shop too. But yeah, we don't have those. Anyways, that's where we're going to end off. We're going to end off there. We don't have any more heroes past the one we already got, past whatever his name is. I forgot his name already. We're going to go ahead and do some cleanup over here, and then we're going to be ready to join you again in 2 weeks for the next episode of Tanares Adventures, as we dive into whichever quest comes our way. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. As usual, any mistakes or any things you caught, please let me know down below. I'm happy to try to take them into account and just be a bit more mindful about anything I missed. And until next time, I hope you have a good one.